Hello, 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 welcome. It is Sunday. It is Warhammer time. Therefore, it is Warhammer Sunday. Yes, now I'm on my own at the minute, but hopefully Colin will be joining me soon. So, hey Colin. But yes, welcome to Warhammer Sunday, that time of the week when Colin and I crack on with some Warhammer buildage. My computer fan's going at top speed. Let me just check something. Why are we going at warp speed 7? Hang on a second, let's just see what's running. What nonsense do I have running? Nothing exceptional. Okay, just checking. Yes, it seemed like something was going a bit doolally on the computer, but never mind. Anyway, yes, welcome. That time of the week when I crack on with some Warhammer buildage or paintage. And as we've been doing for the last few months, of course, now it's me and Colin. Colin will be here shortly. But yes, welcome. As always, before we get going, let's get all the quick... Just stay on there. Let's get all the quick shout-outs out of the way first. The people and folks and companies that make all this content possible. First and foremost, my corporate supporters, emodels.co.uk and goblingaming.co.uk, your one-stop shops for all your model making and tabletop gaming needs. Links in the descriptions below the videos. Use those links, don't just go to the websites, use those links. It tells them I sent you, and I get some income from that. So yes, go and use those links. And also, of course, to my channel patrons and my channel members who literally pay my wages, they put food on my table, they make this entire channel possible. Without them, this channel would have to just go dark and cease to exist, and I would just have to curl up into a little ball, and that would be the last of me. So big massive thank you to all my patrons and my channel members. If you want to help out this channel and keep it alive, you can become one of those two wonderful things. You can go to patreon.com/modelmakingguru. There's a link in the description. Well, no, there's a link just there somewhere, although it's covered up by my name tag. There's a link in the description as well. Or you can become a channel member by pressing the join button underneath any one of my videos or live streams. Either way, you're helping support the channel. Now, before we get going, of course, I do have the live chat here in front of me. You can't quite see it, but the whole point of this stream is for me to do some stuff and you guys to hang out in live chat. So if you're watching this and you're watching it embedded in Twitter or Facebook or somewhere else, then please do come along and join the live chat. Just click on the YouTube icon in the bottom right hand corner, and that'll take you to YouTube where you can carry on watching and join the live chat. And you should do, because it's where all the cool kids hang out. I've got the chair in front of me. I'll be wearing these lenses in a moment once I get them off Guthorm. And when I do that, I can't quite see the chat very well. It's all blurry. So if you want to catch my attention in chat, please do. Give me things to talk about. But if you want to catch my attention in chat, either do @modelmakingguru, so it pops my name in an orange box, or do it all in capitals, or if you want to, you can do a super chat by clicking the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That puts your comment in a big colour box, and I can't miss your comment then. So yes, please do think about doing a super chat as well. Anyway, one has just popped up, but you can't see it yet, but it'll pop up in a second. But the Bobbins has just put a super chat in, which will pop up here any second now. In just 1 second. Any moment now. Any moment now. Shh. You ready? Guthorm's ready and waiting. Come on. Where is it? Oh, he's getting excited. Where is it? Come on. It's not going to pop up now, is it? Anyway, it looks like that when you do it. There you go. Yes, there you go. Yes, it pops up and looks in chat like that. So there's no way I can possibly miss your comments. So, Bobbins, thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you. That's a cup of tea for Guthorm. Eat the puffin, he said. I couldn't eat Guthorm. He likes belly rubs too much. He likes the belly rubs. Yeah, I'll put Guthorm over there out of the way safe. Guthorm can sit and watch the chat, actually. He likes to watch the chat. So, yes, thank you very much for that, Bobbins. Let's have a quick look and see who is in chat. Excuse me. Wendy Hickson was the first in. Hugs Foxx and Mama Foxx. Thank you, Wendy. Big hugs to you. Lynn Dipple is in today. Hey, Wendy. Lynn, even. Wow. Hang on. Tea. Big cup of tea. Oh, morning, Barry. Oh, Barry's tea. Yes, Lynn Dipple's in. Welcome, Lynn. We have Marcus Brune is in. Welcome, Marcus. Hello, welcome to you. Spiddy Curator's in as well. Don't see you very often, Spid, so welcome. Hans the Krieger is in. Morning, Hans the Krieger. Yeah, I'm working on Krieg stuff today, so welcome. We have Max McGinn is in. Big hugs to you, Max. The Bobbins, of course, who you know is already in. Candy Granfamongo is in. Hello to you. Mac, hello there everyone. Hello Mac. Who else have we got? Who else has come in? EC Idaho says hello all. Good day Foxx. Good day to you EC Idaho. Paul Di Tommaso is in. Hello Foxx and everyone in chat. Big hugs to you Paul. Eon's Car is in. Says yes, bench belly and optional games. Welcome Eon's Car. William Rayborn, hi Foxx. Fox hugs and Mama Fox hugs. Hi everybody. William Rayborn is in. Welcome William. And I think that's up to date with everyone who is in chat. Of course, Eon did mention the bench and belly there, which is a staple for all my live streams. Bench and belly, what's on your bench? What are you working on right now? Could be a model, could be a drawing, could be a picture. You could be making a shelf of some sort. What you're working on. And belly, what have you had for your dinner or what are you going to have for your dinner? So let me know bench and belly. I think that's everybody in chat up to date. Now, I will apologise in advance. I've been fighting a headache since like 11 o'clock last night and it doesn't seem to want to go away. I've got this dull headache going on, so yeah, so I'm going to try and go for the full 3 hours today, but if I have to go a bit short, I have to go a bit short. I just can't shift this headache at all, despite wolfing down, you know, anti-headache pills and brain pills. It doesn't want to go away. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, Lynn says, no, don't eat the Guthorm. I could never eat Guthorm. Matt has finished the tibia on the xenomorph. It was tricky but worth the effort. He's doing the part work alien. It looks rather fantastic. Eon's Car says on the bench 6 plague marines for the belly. Hang on, I'll put a comment in there. On the bench 6 plagues marines. I'll start that again. On the bench 6 plague marines, comma, for the belly steak and onion slice with chips, and for games Genshin Impact and Voice of the Cards Return of the Dragon. Ooh, yes. I haven't been on the Xbox for ages, but it's obviously Skyrim. But no, I've not played it for ages. Lynn says, belly Golden Grahams, cereal, bench, several completed Legos. Game, don't have one. PS5 is still in the box. PS4, PS4, she put PS dollar, is still in the box. Yeah, sort that out. PS4, there she goes, PS4. Yes, still in the box. Terrible, terrible. EC Idaho says, belly, Reese's Pieces cereal and pizza later, bench, HOOO, F7A and B units for Great Northern Rotary Snowplow. That's trains, for those that don't know. That's train stuff. Ian Douthwaite's in. Welcome, Ian. Afternoon, Fox. My son is trying to tempt me to the edge of the Warhammer hole, has bought the Nighthaunt Black Coach miles away from my comfort zone. You're in the hole. Just admit it. You're in the hole. It's like a black hole. If you get close to the event horizon, you're in. So you're obviously close to the event horizon. And if your son's buying your stuff, you're screwed. Just accept your fate, dude. Accept your fate. You're in the hole. You're going to be in the hole forever. Accept your fate. Now, Nighthaunt, you'll do some good things with contrast paints on them to get that glowy green ghosty effect. It's quite not quite as hard as you think. Have a look on the Warhammer TV channel. There's loads of guides as to how to paint the Nighthaunt. Oh, I've got the sniffly nose already. Right, today I will be working on, as you know, I'm doing 2 Baneblades. I'm doing 2 Deathcore Baneblades. I'm doing a German Grey styly Deathcore Baneblade, and I'm doing a Corn to Camouflage styly Deathcore Baneblade, because I'm getting these done and painted up so I can stick them on eBay and flog them, because I need the money. So far I've got most of the base colours down, you know, the base camouflage colours. I've not got all the details painted. I've got the tracks base coloured, so they're like a rusty base colour. I've got the wheels painted with the rubber tyres around the wheels, and I've got some bits of detail painting done. I've done all the chipping, or most of the chipping. I've got a little bit on this one to do. And today I'm going to be focusing on bits of details here and there. I've got to get all the detail painting done, then I can get the decals on, then I'm going to start the weathering. So today I'm going to do little bits here and there, just little things, I don't know what yet. But the first thing I'm going to do today, and probably it might take me all day, is get these squadron stripes painted on the fronts, which are going to be the traditional red and white stripes on the front armour here. So that's the project for today. Whether I get it all done today, I don't know. But the first thing I need to do is do a little bit of chipping on the back of the German grey one, because I just realised yesterday I totally forgot. And if you're wondering why these are sat on here, these were painted, the tracks were painted. Oh, I learned something as well. I want to go for the sort of standard cliche rusty tracks, and this is just the base colours. I painted them first in Vallejo track primer, which isn't a primer, it's a paint, but it's track primer, and the idea is you paint the tracks that colour and then you just weather them because it's like a rusty red brown colour. But what I did was I painted them in that colour first, and then I applied some where is it, some AK Interactive enamel track wash, which I saw good things about, and I thought I'd have some of that. But the problem is that the track wash is kind of a red brown colour, and it was going on top of red brown colour, so it didn't really do much. So I've learned. However, I did apply the track wash to this piece of track here, which was painted German grey, and it's just one coat of track wash, and it looks like a nice rusty piece of track. And on the other turret, I applied a coat of track wash to this piece, which was just simply painted the light blue, and it's got a slightly lighter track wash. Some of it's rubbed off actually. Slightly lighter track wash colour. So I know next time I do tracks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the tracks like a light grey colour or a medium grey colour, and then apply the track wash. So I don't need to paint them a rusty colour first. I'm going to see how that works out. It's too late now because I've painted these, but next time I do some tracks, because what I want to be able to do is get a nice rusty look and then apply dirt and dust and weathering. So that's what will be later for them tracks. So I'm going to try that next time I do some tracks, just paint them grey, like a light grey or a medium grey, and then apply the track wash, and that should be a good rusty track base colour then. Now the reason they're on these little plastic spray can lids is because the enamel track wash was brushed on quite heavily yesterday, and it's still not quite fully cured. It's enamel, and I can't really rub it off too much, but it's still coming off a little bit. So I'm just being careful with them. It doesn't really matter if it does come off. They're going to get covered in weathering, but I don't want to cover my hands and stuff in on my bench in track wash enamel paint. So there we go. Now the first thing we've got to do today, and I apologise, the camera's going to be in completely the wrong place for this, as I've got to do some chipping around here. Won't take me like 5 or 10 minutes, but I calculated wrong. I put the camera in the right place to be painting the squadron stripes, and I've just realised I haven't done that chipping. Quick look at chat. Whoops, forgot the comma after the Marines. Thanks for reminding me to do that next time, Fox. Yes, I always point out comma issues. William Rayborn's working on the AMT Volkswagen Sirocco. Cool. Yep, train, says EC Idaho. Oh, we know you like your trains. Candygram says bench, trying to get R2-D2 ready so he can chase kids around outside for Halloween. Cool. EC says, I don't have a 40k hammerhead that I'm making Sisters of Battle. And then he says, really like the camo Fox. Oh, sorry, I've got a burp. I've got like kind of random burps, but they're not really burps. They're just like little. It's weird. Max says, I'm determined to get my Orc Boys done. Unfortunately, there's a shortage of Citadel paint in France right now. I'm unhappy. This is not good. There are other paints available, you know. Vallejo paints are quite good. I've paid for it, so I can't order from somewhere else. Patience is needed, I think, says Mac. Yes. Right, let's get these chips done. Chipping all the paint away. Now, as always, apologies if while I'm moving things around you hear lots of thumping noises. As I've explained a few times before, the microphone is attached to a microphone boom arm, and unfortunately that's attached to this workbench, and there's nowhere else I can attach the boom arm, sadly. So it does mean that every time I put something on the bench, it kind of amplifies through the boom arm, which is a bit rubbish, but hey, we live with our problems. So I'm just going to do a little bit of chipping. For this I'm using Rhinox hide, which is a lovely colour for the rust. I've done the little light grey chips with a sponge earlier in the week. And what I'm doing today is just adding the rust in the middle. We'll just get some paint on the wet palette. A little bit, don't need a lot. Only got a few chips to do. Now this isn't super realistic, but when you're doing a model, this is a great and simple way to do paint chips that just look to the untrained eye like paint chips. Do a light coloured chip first, that's lighter than your base coat. Run coffee lung up. Put your magnifying lenses on. And then inside the light coloured paint chip, not all of them, but inside some of them, just do a rusty brown colour or whatever colour you want to be underneath the paint. The idea being that the light coloured paint chip is where some sort of damage has taken the surface of the paint off, but not taken it down to primer or metal. And the dark colour, the rusty brown colour, or whatever colour you choose, is where the paint has been completely removed and exposed the substrate underneath. Now, you probably can't see this very well, but the camera's not in the right place, but this won't take me a minute. Now I'm plumping for a rusty red-brown colour, which just suggests the metal's exposed and it's all rusted, corroded. But, you know, if you're doing a real-world tank, like a German, say, World War II tank, for example, you may go for rusty metal, or you could go for red oxide primer colour. World War II German tanks tended to use like a red oxide, iron oxide type colour for their primer, so it was kind of a red colour. Now, it can look a bit weird, though. If you're doing a real-world tank and you do a paint chip, and say your tank is grey, and you'll see why a lot of modelers, when they do paint chips on real-world German tanks and things, they tend to do rust colours or dark greys, because although red oxide colours were quite common as the primer, the actual primer on real-world tanks, if you've got, say, a German grey tank like this, and you do a chip in light grey, like a really light grey, and then in the middle of that you paint bright red, it looks kind of weird. Your brain's like, what chump painted that? And it's one of those situations where painting it realistically and accurately doesn't sometimes work, because sometimes you have to work to the expectations of the viewer. It sounds really weird, but sometimes painting accurate things doesn't work, because most people look at it and go, well, what's it all about? Because they won't know that, you know, the primer underneath the paint on a real tank was bright red, or, you know, a rusty red colour. When I did my big 7C U-boat, I did some research and found out the primer on U-boats was a similar kind of red colour or a white colour. But again, on consideration, I realised that bright red paint chips would look a bit weird. So I just went for rust. It's kind of what the eye expects, and sometimes it's a path of least resistance. So never be afraid to not be quite accurate if something just doesn't seem right. I've never done like red oxide paint chips because it just looks weird. It just doesn't work. So I'll just get these little chips done. Now this is all going to be covered in mud and dirt, so I'm not being too careful with the paint chips here at the bottom. I'm not really too fussed because they are going to get covered up with dirt. So as long as I know they're there, I'll take a lot more care and time on chips on the upper hole and things like that, but down here, not really fussed. I think that'll do. That'll do for now. Paint chips complete. Put my tube back on my brush. Apologies about the camera angle if it gets a bit weird. I've just got to try and find the best place to put my camera, and it's not easy when you're doing this kind of work. Right, let's have a look at chat. Little burpage, says Lynn. Yes. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, hello. We have a guest. Hang on. And let me change the thing. All right, darling.
Hello, geezer. All right, mate. Sorry, I'm a bit late there, mate. I just needed to have a bite to eat.
Don't you even begin to apologise. I won't have any of it.
No, you know what I mean, no. But
oh yes. Have you had some noms and some brew?
Yeah. I got a brew here, mate. Happy days. I've had some noms and I've got another rehydrator. And,
good girl.
Yeah, doing as I'm told.
Yes, good girl. Welcome, Colin. For anybody who's new and doesn't know, this is my very good friend Colin from Vesta 67's workshop, my co-host.
Hello, everyone.
Lovely all-round fella in many ways. I'm going to clear my throat all day today.
There'll be some that disagree, but we don't worry about that.
I don't care about such nonsense. How are you doing, buddy? Oh, and then we fell out straight away. Look at that, straight away. The moment Colin turns up, everything falls over. I have to redo my balance and colour balance and everything again now.
Marcus Brunn saying hello, Colin.
I actually, we missed all of that because I fell out the moment I said hello to you, basically. So.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said to him I'll start reading out the chat because you had dropped out. But
they can't hear you.
yeah, Eon's car's in. Yeah, I know. I'm repeating myself. Working with Foxx is like working with children and animals. It's like, yeah.
Children and animals, not children on, but children and animals.
Absolutely. Eon's car says, hello, Colin. Marcus Brunn says, hello, Colin, as does Lynn Dipple. Paul D. Tommaso's in saying, hi, Colin, you're doing good. Print anything I sent you yet? Not yet, mate, but all the files are there, mate, so I should be having a look at that, Tomoz.
Tomoz? You just said Tomoz. I like that.
Lynn Dipple's turned round and said, oh, Foxx fell out. So the second award of stating the obvious today goes to Lynn. But no, hello, everyone in chat. Lovely to see you. Lovely to be back with my man here. And, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want you... now, don't forget, of course, as you are recovering, if you need to bugger off for 10 minutes to loiter about and trundle around, just go.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my massage chair on at the moment, so there's a rather dull hum. That is me. It's not wind or anything. It's me massage.
It's not his special toys. It's a massage chair.
Now, why did I think you'd go that low?
You knew I'd go that low. But if you need to scoot off for 5 minutes to trundle about, feel free. Or go
mate,
like that.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll just, I randomly stand up and sit down, as you know. It's just one of them. You might hear noises in the background. It's just me moving stuff around so I can stand for a bit. But that's enough of that. People don't want to hear about all of that.
So what are you playing with today then, dude?
I'm doing a bit more on the Battle Wagon. I am going to order the detail up sprue. I had a looky-loo at it after the frolic because someone stuck it in my head that there was a detail sprue.
Don't look at me.
So I shall order that. Yeah, guilty as charged.
It wasn't, because I said, have you got it? And you said, no, but you already knew the roller was on it, so you already knew about the detail up sprue.
Absolutely. I was going to 3D print one and that, but then I thought, well, I might as well because there's other accessories on there and bits and bobs, and I was like, yeah, well... So it's going to get greebly-fied, as you know. Well,
I can fully appreciate that you decided to use my Goblin Games link to get your detail up spray. I'm fully appreciative of that. Rather than 3D print it. Of course.
Absolutely. Because there is a commish. There is a commish there. So,
yes. You're a commish.
Absolutely. So, that's kind of what I'm up to. I'm just seeing where I got to, cleaning up a few bits and pieces, ready for... primer. So so this will be another one that will get painted up soon.
Paul Di Tommaso says, I think you'll really like the Orc half-track war buggy. I'll start that again. Jesus Christ. Paul Di Tommaso says, I think you'll really like the Orc half-track or war buggy. Foxx would like the Star Fury. I don't know what the Star Fury is.
Oh, well, that could be a subtle hintage then of some stuff to be posted up to you, mate.
I don't know what the Star Fury is. The only thing I think of with Star Fury is Babylon 5. That was a Star Fury, wasn't it?
Pass. Because I'm now going to come back and say, what's Babylon 5?
Well, no, I only ever watched like 10 minutes of it. Yeah. I only know about it because my cousin, who is no longer permitted in this house or anywhere near me, loved it. He was an idiot. So
you mean to say I am not getting that look of shame from you?
No, I couldn't stand Babylon 5. I was like, God, this is crap. I was
mightily impressed.
I was a next generation man all the way through, and then it was Stargate. Babylon 5 was like amateur hour at the Amateur Dramatics Theatre. Right, I'm going to do some painting now. I'm going to show you a handy trick.
Who, me?
Well, anybody watching. If you look here with your eyes, a long way away from the camera, you'll see we have a tank wheel.
Oh yeah, is that a custom-made, scratch-built bracketry unit you've used?
It is indeed.
God, I praise you on your scratch building.
I know. Praise me. I need it. Now, God, do I need it? Somebody asked me yesterday. They said it must be a lot of work because I've painted all the rubber tyres on the wheels. Yeah. And they're like, say, wow, there must be a lot of work. And I'm like, actually, no, it's not. And I'm going to show you how I do it. That wheel has all been painted grey. I'm going to use one colour. Null oil. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a simple way to paint things that you don't want to be quite black, but you want to look a bit like rubber. It's a real, and you can do it over metals, you can do it over any colour you want, but it works best over greys. All you do is, right, you get your null oil, yeah, and what you do is you get yourself a brush, and you go like this, and you go, and you brush it on like a null oil like you normally would.
Yeah.
Like that, right? And then what you do is you do it like 4 more times.
Oh, so you go for a multitude of layerage.
Yeah, and then by the end of it, basically you've darkened it so much that it looks like rubber.
You're good.
And this technique, I use it on whip antennas where you've got like the rubber expansion jiggly thing, you know, you get the corrugated bit. Yeah. You want it to look like rubber. I use it on things like these wheels. I used it on my transit van when I wanted to paint the rubber trim around the windscreen.
Oh, right, yeah. That's going back a bit, the knackered old transit, isn't it?
Yeah. I use it on weapons. So, for example, these bolters here, I'll paint them like a silver colour, and then I'll do on the black bits, the black fluff on it, on the black casing on it, I'll just do 3 or 4 coats over the lead belch, and it'll look like a black metallic. So,
you're good.
Null oil, I'll probably do about 4 layers of that, so I'll give it 5 minutes. And by the end of it, it'll look... And the beauty of it is, of course, it will run into the recess round the rim of the wheel, so you don't have to worry about making a mess over the wheel part, because it just... it's like a wash, so it stays within the lines, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's how hard it is to paint the rubber trim on tank wheels. Not
You're
hard.
Good you are.
Not hard, is it? I always try and find the easiest way to do things. So rather than sit there and carefully paint the track wheels, yeah, screw that. A medium or dark grey colour and then a black wash. 3 or 4 coats off. Done.
I like your thinking, mate.
Yeah, my thinking is as little work as possible. Marcus Brune says stepping away for a bit, hoping to catch the rest of the stream.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Let's have a look. Max Begin says welcome back. Max says belly soon, super slow cooked beef short ribs, bench taking a break for the rest of the day. Oh, beef short ribs. Man. What's a short rib? I mean obviously not a long rib, but I mean what? I don't understand. I don't understand that burp, but what? Why would you want something smaller than normal? If you've got a choice between rib or short rib, why would you not just take... I don't understand. JC Bix and Bills, welcome JC, says, if it helps, I have a Lego Babylon 5 ready to build.
Yeah, go for it, James.
Paul says, Foxx, I sent Colin some STL files to print one. Oh, cool. The Bobbins says, Babylon 5 was great once you got past Season 1 and they replaced Commander Plankwood. I was just like, this is just nonsense. And the worst thing is, I was an Amiga boy, so I knew all about the video toaster cards and stuff like that. The whole thing was they did all the CGI on Amigas, but it still didn't like it. Model Maker Dave's Workshop's in. Hey, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Dave Hugs. What, Dave? What are you doing on a stream? All right.
Hello, Dave.
Got a new motor. Everyone's saying goodbye to Marcus and hello to Dave. Hello, goodbye. Right, so that's 1 coat of the null oil. You can hairdryer it, but it can dry a bit. I don't like hairdryer in the shades.
No, I suppose it can dry a little bit odd.
Well, yeah, if it's like in a little like an angle, you know, it like pulls up against an angle, and you dry it with a hairdryer, it sticks at that little. If you leave it to itself, it can flatten out. But if it's bunched up anywhere, it tends to dry bunched up. Yes, so it's not a fast process, but it's a simple process. So I will... Is there anything else I can paint while I'm waiting for that? Let's have a look. There's many things I need to paint. What's happening
You're
with you?
breaking your normal cardinal rule. You're painting on a live stream. You don't normally do that, do you?
I know, but you know what? It's all little. It's not anything too complicated, so I'm fairly confident that I can do it. If I was painting a figure, I wouldn't paint a figure on a live stream.
Yeah, I can remember that conversation with you. It's like, dude, you're painting on a live stream. No.
No, if it's stuff I can kind of fairly simply do.
Yeah.
And I'm not on my own, because if I was on my own, I wouldn't do really any painting, because then I couldn't even begin to look at the chat.
Yeah.
Max says, I think they're called short ribs to distinguish them from spare ribs. They're massively meaty but need long, slow cooking.
Oh.
Ian Douthwaite is still trying to finish my Italeri Scania wagon and drag. Belly beef and onion casserole in the slow cooker.
Oh, nice. See, this is why I prefer winter, because you get all of the traditional stew dumplings and all of that.
Yeah, you get the warming foods, don't you?
You do, don't you?
Hearty
You get the
warming
proper
things.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, because I can't be arsed making them. But if I was living with someone that enjoyed cooking, I would be. What are you doing for Belly tonight then?
Chicken roast dinner, mate.
Go on, details.
Marinated chicken and spices and herbs.
Ooh, herbs.
Chicken, Yorkie puds, spuds, peas, you know, the usual. Because I am married to Gordon Ramsay's sister, you know what I mean?
This is a good thing to be. Right, that's one coat of null oil, second coat of null oil going on.
Yeah, she's a damn decent cook, my missus, I'll give her that.
Yeah. You would be too if you were allowed in the kitchen, but you're not, so shut up.
Absolutely.
Don't even think about it. Get your hands off.
No, I'm not. I'm not even looking at anything to do with the kitchen because I am not that brave.
No. I do not have any video files of any proof of anything at this particular point in time.
You get.
I say nothing.
Call that bribery is gonna. Oh, it's gonna be there forever, isn't it?
Yeah. Dinner for me, Belly tonight for me is I am making chicken and chips.
Oh,
but
nice.
it's when I say chicken and chips, it's already pre-diced chicken that I will get in the frying pan and cook up with lots of spurbs and heises.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've developed a thing for mint at the minute. I like putting mint on stuff, like proper like Schwartz's herb jar of mint. Just sprinkle it generously on everything. Yeah, so I'm putting mint on everything, so it'll be like big chunks of there's tons of it. Big chunks of chicken with some mint, some paprika. We'll get some maybe a little bit of mustard on there, some soy sauce, a little touch of Worcestershire sauce. Maybe a tiny little bit of cumin, but I don't know yet. I'm not sure about that. A tiny little bit of something else, some other herbs. We'll get that fried up in the frying pan. Then I'll dump in a load of. We've got some honey and mustard sauce.
Oh,
that'll dump in with it. It's like in a jar, dump it in.
Yeah.
And we'll have some chips with that, and then, well, Mama Foxx will have some chips with that. I'm having tagliatelle. Because I'm having tagliatelle, tagliatelle love.
Yeah.
Because I love tagliatelle, but Mama Foxx doesn't like it.
I'm just going to nod.
You know tagliatelle? It's like spaghetti but flat. It's like spaghetti but flat.
Oh, right.
You must know tagliatelle. Good God.
Oh, I'm a heathen.
It's like
mash and liquor, mate.
It's imagine a shoelace, but pasta. Flat.
Oh, right.
Flat and about that wide. I love it, so I'll be having that. But Mama Foxx doesn't like it, so she's just having some chips. And I'll mix in some mushrooms into all that. Some shroomage. Now I've made a boob here because I did accidentally do some chipping on this rubber tire. I'm going to have to paint the chipping off because it's showing up on the rubber tire.
You chipped a rubber tire?
Well, it was with a sponge and it's got a little paint chip on it, and I hadn't noticed that, and now it's showing up through the washes. So,
what are you like?
Well, I was chipping around it.
I distracted you. That's the reason the mistake was made.
Oh no, this was days ago. This was days ago. Don't worry about that. It's not your fault. I'd let you know if you'd done something that was your fault.
I was giving you an out there, mate. I thought it was a good one as well.
No, I will admit my mistakes. When I goof, I tell people I've goofed. Unless I look like a tit, in which case I won't admit anything.
Yeah, no. That's when you have a Bob Ross happy accident.
Oh,
instead.
yeah. always with the happy accidents. William Rayborn says, dinner tonight will be grilled pork chops, rice and gravy and black-eyed peas. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
KBZ Doofus says, haha, is he allowed to touch the stove? We know about that other appliance, he says. You're not allowed to touch anything, are you?
No.
You're barely allowed to even walk through the kitchen on your way anywhere else.
No, I'm not allowed to linger, loiter, or stand anywhere near, menacingly, her white appliances.
Yeah. Or any appliances. Or anything.
Yeah.
Or, it's like when you go through the kitchen, you have to be as quick as possible. You have to kind of really kind of get a shuffle on.
Yeah, it's even worse at the moment, as you know. But
well, yeah.
I will still get the tea towel flinged at me because I've taken too long to stagger through the kitchen.
Flinged? You say flinged? That's
Flinged,
violence.
yeah.
That's violence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Never
The
cross
corner
an
of that tea towel seems to strike me in the same spot every time. It's like, how can you be so accurate?
Yeah. Because
years of me loitering in the kitchen have honed her skills.
I was going to say,
like a sniper.
It's time on a practice. That's how. It's because you keep walking into the same trap because you're an idiot.
Absolutely. I'm a goldfish, mate.
Yeah. Well,
she'll say to me, get out of my kitchen, and 5 minutes later, I'm ambling back in there. It's like, yeah.
Get out of my kitchen. What? Yeah. Just to show people what I'm on about with this black wash, by the way, on the rubber parts. It might not be in focus, but that wheel was just all grey with a load of normal oil on the rim, and now it looks like a
it makes a difference, doesn't it? Good tip,
it's
mate.
Literally like 3 coats of normal oil, and it sticks to the edges, so you don't have to be careful with it. Lynn Dipple says,
I'm beginning to understand. Go on.
I was going to say, Lynn Dipple says lasagna noodles, which is basically what tagliatelle is.
I'm beginning to understand why you're a guru now, see?
No, I'm just lazy.
Skills like that.
It's not skills, I'm a guru at finding the simplest way from A to B.
Ah, right.
Like, if person A can spend 16 hours painting one thing and I can find a way to do it in 5 minutes, yeah, and it looks just as good. You can see where I'm going with that one. My mission is to have excellent results with minimal effort.
Yeah. The path of least resistance, mate.
You'll appreciate this one. Candygram for Mongo says, paint chip on a rubber tyre. Classic, just like the model show favourite, rusted out Corvette Stingray.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might need to explain that one for people that don't know.
I won the E-Models competition, didn't I? And it was a Corvette Stingray and a book on rusting. And it's like, yeah, let's do a rusty Corvette Stingray then.
Yeah, because Stingrays weren't.
Yeah.
What were they made of? They weren't. What were they?
Fiberglass, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah. But then I think you had a great, delightful moment of realising you could really mess with people's chi by doing a rusted Stingray.
Yeah.
You could really mess with the rivet counters, and we were all like, fully approved. Make this happen.
Absolutely.
I'm blowing. So what are you doing at the minute then? What are you festering with?
Rivet counters, eh? I am putting arms and heads on the orc dudes.
Orc dudes? Ooh. You're orking.
Yeah, it's fettling, and I'm sort of looking at where additional bits can get added and things. I mean, obviously I'm stuck until I get me roller. But once that's on there, yeah, menacing will start. But I'm going to get the dudes all built so that they're all ready to be painted and stuff, and some fine fettling then.
See, what amuses me, and imagine if this tank here was your battle wagon. What amuses me is you say, I'm just looking to see where I can add bits, where in reality it's there.
Yeah.
It's the entire thing.
Oh yeah, it's just you look at like little areas and you think, oh, I could put that in there, I could have a ladder, I could have this, I could have extra pipes. Or...
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the orc stuff, isn't it? Because it's like, they don't think about it, they just go, I've got a bit of metal and a welder, I'm going to weld it there.
Yeah. Or rather, I've got a bit of metal and a grot.
Yeah. You know, it's like optional guns. Well, to me, there's no such thing as optional guns. All the guns go on.
Yeah. Well, you fully support the orc numbering scheme, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more.
Absolutely.
What's one more than 5? More.
Exactly.
Yep.
All of them guns. I mean, it's something you latched onto when I first started doing Warhammer, was you've got to put everything that's in the box on the model.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, right.
And I was only getting I was partly doing that because I knew you'd love it, and partly because I was just messing with you because I wanted to. Actually, I would never have the nerve to do it. That's why I used to get my mate to go across the frozen canal just to see if it was thick enough to walk across before I did it. You know?
Yeah, me being me, it's like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, okay. That's what my mate was like every time. You jump across the river on your bike. Okay, smash.
Yeah.
I won't do that then. That's how I learned.
No, I don't mind. It's one of them. It makes the build a bit more interesting. I'll do it.
There's a slightly better example of a rubber tyre painted with like 3 coats of null oil.
It does. It's effective. I mean, I didn't know it. I do
simple.
now.
Dirt simple.
What am I making? Can't remember.
Big truck thing. Big truck fella.
That was it. Got an additional gun to build. There it is. That's all the plates for the wheels. Yeah. Shove that on there. Shove that on there.
Shove it on there.
There you go.
How many handles?
In there.
How many handles?
Fork handles.
There you go.
4 fork handles.
Fork handles.
Freight for a pound.
Freight for a pound. Lynn Dipple says fiberglass equals Corvette.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've had this headache ever since last night. I can't shift it.
Ain't the atmospherics, is it? Because the old it's been a bit stormy, isn't it?
No, it's just it kind of came on
storm
last
headache?
night. It was a dark and stormy night. No, it's like a dull ache that I can't quite shift. Whether it's sinuses or my teeth or something, it's some nonsense.
Yeah,
but it's kind of won't quite shift away. It could be eyes because I'm looking at things through lenses.
Strain, eye strain.
Yeah, I could be being rubbish. I don't know. I could be dehydrated.
When you're 50, couple of weeks, innit?
Oh, shut up. I did, although I'm fully prepared to blame it on the fact that at 10:30 at night last night I decided to get a McDonald's because I hadn't had any dinner. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah, that's a good shout.
And then I went to bed like, an hour later, so I probably just, filled myself full of crap and toxins and then went to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of them, innit? We all know the food isn't great and it's not good for you. But by Christ, you need a Mackie D in your life every now and then.
Yeah, occasionally you need to eat a Big Mac and a double quarter pounder of cheese, and fries and hot chili sauce.
Yeah, and a burger chaser.
Oh yeah, and a pack of 20 chicken nugs. Because always with the nugs, you need the nugs.
Oh yeah.
Never no to nugs. That's my philosophy on life. Never say no to nugs. Well, I've got to sit here and wait for that to dry now. Oh, you know what I could do while I'm doing that bit? We've got we've got these fuel tubes down here where you've got the Promethean fuel barrels on the back and these like ribbed tubes. Yeah. I'm going to make them rubber as well, actually. I've decided they're going to be. So I'm going to do them with some null oil.
Null oil.
But unfortunately, I'm 2 coats behind. So what I'll do on these is I'll paint these with the null oil. So it'll collect in the recesses.
Yeah.
But of course, on the raised bits where it's a German grey colour, if I only do a couple of coats, it'll be an instant highlight because it will collect in the recess but not be quite as thick on the raised bits. So if I do a couple of coats to darken it down, hopefully I should still have a bit of a highlight on them. It's maximum laziness, minimum results.
You're so clever. I'm so impressed.
It's not clever, it's just laziness. I'm a professional weasel. If I can weasel out of doing anything, I will. I'm a weasel king. If I can get out of doing something, I'll do it a lot easier. And you can guarantee I'll do it.
There you go.
So a few coats of the known oil. Known
oil. Oil of the known kind.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked me in a comment yesterday, actually, how to use washers and stuff, and I'm like, crap, that's really not an easy question to answer in a comment. Half an hour later, I'd finished writing it all up. It's not easy to answer. It's the kind of thing that we can all take for granted once we know how to do it, but trying to explain it is like...
yeah.
It's like explaining how to tie your shoelaces. You can do it without thinking, but try explaining it to someone.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing, is it?
So I'm going to do as well. I'm also going to put some normal oil. I put some lead belcher on these las cannons. I'll give these a blast of normal oil as well. While I'm here.
What we got? We got them. We got alms. Alms of goodness.
You need alms. Can't sing any more of that. Cheers. God, I've missed that. And Denny, the
yeah.
Cheers.
Oh yes.
Where else can you get throwbacks to Flanagan and Allen whilst watching Warhammer?
Exactly.
No one else does that for you, people. Me and Cole.
This is why we are unique.
We are your one-stop shop. Well, we can't both be unique because that doesn't work. Yeah. But we are your one-stop shop for all your Flanagan and Allen needs. Yeah. We can branch out. I do know a few World War II era songs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so we could be your one-stop shop for all your
vintage musical tastage.
Well, I'll work within my limitations. I'll be your one-stop shop for all your singing detective soundtrack needs.
Yeah,
because I've got the singing detective soundtrack.
Yeah, there's a time I'd like to go back to. It'd be the 30s and the 40s, just for the dress, the clothing, you know. And
I can't imagine you in a dress, to be honest. But
no, you know what I mean. The proper hats and suits and all of that gubbins, you know. It's just
that went over your head, didn't it?
It did. I was not going to give you the benefit of a response to that.
Damn it! You know I need the satisfaction to live. God damn it, woman.
Yeah, oh, well. I was deliberately playing a tough there.
Tart. Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, like trench coats and fedoras. Oh God, it'd be just...
Oh mate, it's the dogs, isn't it?
You wouldn't want to stay there for long though, because you know, lack of any health service, and the food would probably be terrible. And it would be great to be able to travel back in time, but then you'd be like, where do I get the money from?
Yeah. It would be strange, wouldn't it? It'd be intriguing.
It'd be interesting to see how close real life actually was to all the sort of, you know, the Mr. Chumley Warner style Mickey takes and all the 1940s newsreel films.
Yeah. Cafe newsreel.
Yeah, like did all the common working men actually sound like that?
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
That's his arms.
Is there a washing machine going in the background there?
Oh yeah, it's the wife's washing machine, mate.
Wow. Well, of course it's not your washing machine, because that would be
no, it wouldn't be mine, mate. I'm not allowed to even contemplate it. No, there's a door between me and it.
Oh yeah.
But
there's a door and violence between you and it.
Yeah, it's on its spin cycle. It'll go off shortly.
Oh no, don't worry about that. I'm just quite impressed that A, my ears are that good, and B, your microphone's that good.
Yeah.
I just take this little tiny whine. I'm like, that's a washing machine, that is.
I mean, I am impressed.
Oh yeah. Ears like a shithouse rat, mate. You know that.
Absolutely.
I did a swear, didn't I? Oh well.
Fear prevents me from opening the door to see how long it's got.
Yeah.
Because even with the door open, that that constitutes thinking about loitering in the kitchen.
Well, the thing is, looking's not that bad. You won't actually be in the kitchen, and you're only looking with the eyes holes.
Yeah, it would be. You are menacingly staring at my appliances.
Do not be looking at my buttons.
Yeah, it's like, no, dear. Of course I'm not.
No, dear. Perish the thought. No.
Perish the thought. I've even contemplated.
Press his button. Oh, fail.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
Right, have a quick look at chat. Speedy Curate saw a hilarious post with the Trabant kit with big brown patches showing through the paint, followed by "lol, Trabants don't rust, they're plastic" comments. Then the original poster posted source pictures to show the Duraplast body was a brown rust colour under the paint. Oh yeah, I thought they were cardboard. Was that
I thought they was some kind of, wouldn't they get some kind of asbestos sheeting or something?
Oh, hang on, I think it carries on. Candygram says, I thought they were... I seem to recall they were made from something like nitrocellulose. And Speed says, recycled cotton waste and phenol resins in thermosetting compound mould. Close to Bakelite in composition. A schoolmate was obsessed with Eastern Bloc cars and I was bombarded with facts about them.
Hey, mate, that's a good factoid, Spid, though. I am impressed.
I make this brighter because I'm struggling to see it. Mac says, brace yourselves. McDonald's in France have introduced a Le Mac baguette. Oh, dear Lord. They've really called it Le Mac baguette. That's too many things to trip up over. God, Mac baguette. That's just racist. Almost. I'm sure that's racist. Right, one last coat on this tyre. I still haven't found out the official name for the rubber tyre on a tank wheel, other than it's just called a tyre. I'm still sure
I would have thought there was a special name for it, but
yeah, like a shoe or a sleeve or something.
Yeah,
but yeah, wherever I've seen it referred to, it's actually I tried doing some Google searches for, like, what's this part of the tank wheel, but there's nothing online. And where it's occasionally rarely mentioned, it's just called a tyre. But I'm quite surprised they didn't give it a special name. You know what the military
I would have thought it would have had something.
Yeah, like a buffer or a sleeve or a shoe or something. I don't know. Underneath the R.
Yeah.
Cheers. I went all slow motion there, didn't I?
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Underneath the arches.
I remember seeing a Trabant in Hungary. It was tracking 5 degrees off perpendicular to the road. The driver was oblivious. And Candygram says 5 degrees was probably well within spec. I'm going to sneeze. I can feel it coming. I can see it.
As long as it ain't one of my Donald Duck sneezes, you'll be all right.
Maybe the driver had imbibed something to make him track off-centre. Yeah, if it's in Hungary or Russia or anywhere like that, then he's not going to be sober anyway. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, perhaps it was an optional extra going in a straight line.
Yeah, if he's driving around and it's like, one of those countries, he'll be absolutely sponged anyway. I wouldn't worry about it. Driving around in a Trabant. Oh, burpage, hello. That was a bit round and mellifluous, wasn't it? I've got some schmutz on my glasses now. Oh. I remember many, many years ago when I was looking for a new car because my car was falling apart. When I say new, I mean knackered old second-hand car. I had very little money. I went to a local car dealer who always had a big selection of really shit old knackered cars. It was great.
Yeah.
And for some reason I really wanted a Citroen AX. I don't know why. The big, no, not an AX, the big long, the DX, the one with this, it was like it was the square one, but it was long.
Yeah, I know the one.
The BX or whatever, I don't know anyway. It was like 100 foot long. And I really wanted one of them, but I didn't get one in the end because I realised fixing the suspension would cost a fortune. But I was looking around his little, he had like a little tiny yard with all the cars in it. Right round the back of a pub. And he had all these knackered cars. And then for some reason, I couldn't quite figure out, in the middle of this little tiny yard, all these knackered Vauxhall Novas and Citroen BXs and all these kind of things, there was like a Russian Jeep. One of them weird looking Russian military Jeeps that looks like a Jeep but kind of curvy and squishy.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? How the hell has he got that? I nearly bought it. I didn't in the end. Because I realised, yeah, no good luck getting that fixed. But I was like, wow, I don't know how or why this little tiny car dealer had one of these things. It was really crap. I mean, it was absolute... It was a tractor, basically.
Typical Russian machine, then. It's like
Yeah, basically. He's made of direct.
Agricultural thing of goodness.
Oh, yeah. Speedy Q8 says, waiting for my Asda home shopping order, and Asda van just went past. Git. I need my ingredients to bake. Right, well, I think that'll do for the tank wheel. Tyre. It's not dried yet, but it'll be fine. I've got a layer of null oil on these las cannons. So they'll need tidying up later, but that's later. The thing I like to do with metallics on things like this is I always have that battle between some things need to stay shiny.
Yeah.
But of course I need to put a layer of matte varnish over the model.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I like to do is especially for metallics, what I'll do is I'll get the metallics like anything that's going to be like a gun barrel or something. I like to get the metallic on there now, then put a null oil wash or whatever wash over it because that's going to make it matte anyway.
Yes.
And then go over it with a highlight, but then I put a matte varnish over the top at the end, and then I can go over later with like a dry brush of a shiny metallic.
Yeah, knocks it all yeah.
Because then I love the way it gives me that kind of, most of it's matte metal, but then there's like shiny highlights.
Yeah.
Because I like it when a metallic is a mixture of matte and shiny, so... I never like it when somebody paints all the metallic things and then just matte coats it and leaves it. It's like, you've killed all your metallics. So,
yeah, it's a missed opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, so I do like my gun barrels to be mostly matte with a hint around the edges, so I've kind of got quite used to doing that. Get all your mattes, because I know the washes make them matte anyway, so... Right, that's that bit done. Let's put that over there. And I think what we shall do now, we shall do some stripage.
Oh, you're good.
Look at the stripularity. Ooh. Well, we'll try and do some stripage, which is where the camera's designed.
Can never have too much stripage, mate.
Yes. The suspension is surprisingly easy once you work through it, says Spid. One of my most popular videos is changing the suspension spheres in a Citroen Xantia. I had a BX2, I love that car. Had a plastic boot and bonnet and handled great and really moved it. It was only 1400cc, and while you are parked up waiting for anyone, you can play with the suspension and move up and down. Yeah, I quite fancied it just because it was square. I like the shape of it. Right. Now, I'm going to go on change my water because that's got some metallic flake in it, so I'll just put the microphone on mute for a second.
Oh yeah, no worries, mate. I'll switch me chat back on, mate. I'll do a bit of chat dollying.
Okay, I'll be literally about a minute.
What we got there? I think the Speedy's going. I think the Trabant is the only one he hasn't owned or driven. I haven't seen him in years. He could do now. Max says oh yeah, that was the 5 degrees of the perpendicular. Speedy says waiting for my Asda home shopping order, and then Asda van just went past. I need my ingredients to bake. Suspension spheres, yeah. They had that really strange piping as well, that really fragile plastic piping going to them spheres and their brakes, and they were a nightmare. He says they did make other engine sizes, but mine was a little, so he reckons the 1600s were quite nippy. Mac had a Citroen DS Safari. It was brilliant. It had 2 seats in the boot, and he reckons it was the world's first people carrier. Yeah, you remember the big long Peugeot? That was the same, wasn't it? Was it the 504 used to have the big seats in the boot, didn't it?
Oh yeah. In the days before Citroen and Peugeot just lost the ability to have any kind of sensible design.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to paint some stripes. Now.
Oh, you're good.
Another lesson for today. I need to paint. How do I want to do this? I want to paint Does it want to be red, white, and red, or white, red, and... Oh, God. Hang on, I need to look this up now. I've got an itchy nose as well, which doesn't help. Let me quickly look up... hang on. Matilda tank. I need to look up the VR's squadron markings. White, red, white. Okay, right, cool. There we go. Right, okay. So I need to paint some stripes. White, red, white. On the front here, conveniently laid out with the panels of the armour.
Yeah.
The trick is, painting white is terrible.
Oh yeah, it's not the most pleasant of things, is it?
Yeah. So the one thing you never want to do with painting white is paint white.
No.
So what I'm actually going to do is paint grey, and then lighter grey, and then almost white.
Yeah.
So I'm going to paint a base of Celestra grey, which is a really opaque colour. Then I'm going to go over with Ulthuan grey, which is almost white, and that's as white as it gets.
Yeah.
Because then I leave the actual white for paint chips. Because you can't put a white...
Good shout.
Because if I paint it white, how do I do a chip? See?
Yeah.
So I'm not actually going to paint it white, but once it's like on there and weathered, because there's nothing else to look at it, compare it to, it looks white, even though it's not. So anybody wanting to paint white things, especially over this, or the other one that's grey, start with Celestra grey. I've got a beard hair going up my nostril and it's tickling my nose.
That can only happen to you.
It's driving me nuts. Yeah, right, so. La 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 la. Let's get the Celestra grey on the go. Celestra grey on the wet palette. There you go. Lovely, lovely. It takes a few coats. But if you try and...
Yeah, but it's worth it in the end, though, isn't it?
Yeah, if you just try and paint white on top of any colour or anything, it'll just take 1,000 coats and look like biblical ass. So just don't do it, basically. Right, so I need a goodly brush that's not too... That'll do. I said white, red, white, didn't I? So I just need to do these 3 panels. I can stick to the panels actually on the model, which is quite nice. Sort of. I am going to put a glove or some gloves on because...
Well, yeah, you had blue skin for days, didn't you?
Oh, God, yeah. No, it's pure... In this case, it's purely because that track wash is still slightly removable and it's just getting on my hands. And then it's just going to get it everywhere, so... Yeah. Black gloves, yay, white balance. Now the trick is here. I've got this raised bit and I don't think I want to paint that. So let's get on with the paint. I'm going to paint the whole thing white first, and then I'll do the red bit in the middle. Again, with painting the red, red's fairly opaque, but if I paint it white first, it just means that red will be a bit brighter.
Yeah.
I've got to be careful here because I have to have a straight line because I can't really use it. I've not got the same tan colour to tidy it up. The first coat's going to look like ass.
Yeah, but that's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the order of things. Subsequent coats, and again, this is really just to, when you're painting any kind of light colours like whites or yellows, anything that's notoriously transparent, it's all about what you put underneath them. That's the important bit. So if you're painting yellows, you really want to have white underneath.
Yeah.
If you're painting white, you want to have something neutral underneath. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be so bad with this kind of warm tan colour, because at least the white would come out warm. But still, I can use this all through in grey. It's neutral and it's neither cold nor warm really, so it kind of works. I'll do up onto that little ridge there. That was a bad move. No, we'll be fine. We'll live. What are you doing at the minute then, dude?
I am putting a set of arms on an orc.
Ooh. Orc arms.
And being that I'm a man of a certain age with eyesight of a certain badness, yeah.
I'm almost that age now.
Yeah, it's been done at a distance appropriate to my dodgy eyes.
Yeah, well,
In other words, 2 inches under my nose.
Yeah, I've realised that I've put the camera in possibly the worst possible place. It's right where my head, right kind of where my head needs to go to be able to see stuff. So, yeah. I think I'll just paint over this. I was going to leave this panel here sand coloured, but I think I'll just paint over it with the red and the white. It's a lot less hassle.
Let me just have him coming round that way so that gunnage is going that way. That's it. There we go. Arms will go in as they should.
As they should.
As they should. Sir.
First coat of all through and grey. Is it all through and grey? I forgot which one it was now. Yes, Celestra grey, which looks like ass, but that's how it works. Trick is getting straight lines. If I get a wobbly line that I can't quite hide later on, if I've not got the same kind of colour, like this sandy colour was kind of a bit of a mix, so if I need to touch it up, I'm a bit knackered, but I can always put a load of paint chips to cover up any little wibbly bobbly bits, can't I?
Absolutely, mate.
It's the beauty of paint chips. Hello.
That's the beauty of this subject, isn't it?
That's the beauty of Daz.
Definitely showing your age now.
I know. Do the shaker. Never mind. Moving on. So people in chat, while we're all busy building and painting and not paying attention to chat.
Yeah, I will have a look in a sec.
Oh, so will I. Ask us lots of questions. Remember, chat is always like a Reddit AMA, so... I don't know how you're supposed to say that, you know. Is it AMA or is it AMA? I don't know how you're supposed to say.
No idea, mate.
Because it's an Ask Me Anything, isn't it? You're supposed to say AMA or AMA. I never quite know. Anyway, treat it like one of them. Ask us anything. Ask Festa anything. There you go, that'll do.
Oh, right. It's like that, is it?
Yeah. I never saw a bus I didn't want to throw someone under. I don't even know if I'm on camera. I might be, probably, hopefully.
And so that's normally my thing, going off camera.
Oh, yeah.
I'm notorious for that.
Oh, ball sacks.
You try not to, but sometimes you just drift off without realising.
I'm sorry, I drifted off there, what?
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there? What you did there, I see it.
I saw what you did.
Oh dear, how sad, never mind. Trick, of course, with these kind of base coats is to try not to go over the paint while it's still wet. Otherwise you rook it up. We'll let that dry for a bit. I'll do the other one. It's going to require a good 2 or 3 coats. Now this one's going to be more tricky because this is a darker colour, so this might require more coats of Celestra Grey. Who can say?
Like I say, you just build it up layer by layer, don't you, at the end of the day, and it just comes together then.
Exactly, but that's why you want it to be a little bit thinner than normal. And you're not fussed that the first coat looks like ass because you want it to be thinner, because you know you're going to have to do 2 or 3 coats. You don't go in with like full thickness paint, otherwise you just make a mess.
Paul D. Tommaso's got a question. He said, is it okay to fart aloud on your first date? Absolutely.
Yeah, basically, basically, if you do a massive dirty great window rattler on your first date and your date laughs, then he or she is a keeper.
Absolutely.
If your date is offended, then you can just walk away.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to go anywhere. It's not worth sticking around.
Yeah, trouser coughs and trouser burpings, we all do it at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's better to find out straight away at the start than it is to find out at 2 in the morning when you then have to get up and get dressed and, oh, sorry, I'll go then, shall I? Or first thing in the morning. Find out there and then. Or just say, hi, I'm Paul, I fart like a trooper. Is that a problem? No? Excellent, let's carry on then.
Yeah.
Of course, if your name's not Paul, don't say, I'm Paul, because that'd be weird.
Yeah. So that'll go in like that. So we need a magnetisation item.
Ooh, magnets, how do they work?
Yeah. Witchcraft and tomfoolery, mate. That's how they work.
Yeah, dark magics. Now the beauty of this is once I've put this first layer down, which is a little bit thin, the second layer can be a lot thinner because the second layer is just bulking up the opacity.
Yeah.
So it's not even a case of doing like 3 or 4 layers all of the same thickness of paint. You can just go quite thin with everything from the second onwards because you're just looking to bulk it up at that point. And I wouldn't recommend using your best brushes for this. I'm using an old base brush because you're just blocking colours in. Don't use your expensive whatever brushes at this point.
No.
Use your slightly battered Citadel brushes because it's tough on your brushes doing these base coats. It's that one. I'll have a look at chat in a minute when I've done this. And I can tell you, I can confirm Celestia Grey is not the nicest tasting paint.
Ah, this is the taste test again, is it?
Yeah, the Brush Lickers Anonymous, yeah. It's not one of the nicest flavours. Some of the Citadel paints have a slight kind of herby, flowery kind of taste, which is a bit weird. Flowery like flowers, not flowery like, you know, making bread. You know, flowery like rubbish Belgian beer kind of nonsense. My friend loves Belgian beer, and I'm like, he keeps trying to take me to this Belgian bar, or at least before we could go out, you know. And I'd always be like, no. He said, why not? I said, because I can't stand the beer. He said, why? I said, because it tastes like I'm drinking a bunch of flowers. It's horrible. It's just like, blech. Plus it's like £400 for half a pint. Even though it's as strong as 6 pints, it still doesn't sit well, so... He's always trying to get me to drink Hogarden or Hogarden, however you pronounce it. And I'm like, it tastes like, oh, it's just like I've just swallowed a florist. It's horrible.
Just got to nip out for a sec, mate.
All right.
Do you want me to go? Do you want to go full screen?
Yeah, please. Oh, hello. That was the right button. There we go. Yeah, so he likes his belt. I think it's just an acquired taste. I shall have a look at chat in a moment. But you see, I am an ale kind of guy, aren't I? I do like my ales, so poncy, flowery beer isn't really, hoppy type stuff isn't really my my forte, I guess. What Festa doesn't want to tell you is he's pooping right now. I bet he's pooping, that's what he's doing. Pooping time. So you can see that's the first coat down, and it's not particularly, you wouldn't think that's anything basically. I mean, look at that's terrible, look at that. It's horrible, but that's not a problem. All part of the process. For now, we do the second coat. Second coat, oh, we're going to look at chat first, wasn't I? Let me do that first. Here we go. La 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 la. Question, says the Bobbins. What is the best cheese to use on toast? Oh, it's got to be that. See, I'm a sucker for the. I'm not that keen on cheddar because it's a bit dry, but the one that's a bit orangey coloured. I don't know cheeses. Cheese slices. There you go. Cheddar, says Mac. Or is cheddar the one that's slightly orangey? And I like a cheese that's nice and it's not crumbly, and I don't like crumbly dry cheese. I'm shocked, Fox. Belgian beer is amazing stuff, says Mac. No, I'm an ale drinker. Yeah. Best cheese for toast, mature cheddar. The only cheese for cheese on toast. Yes. I kind of like cheese, but I don't like cheese at the same time. What's the most fun cheese to eat? And that will be halloumi because it's squeaky. And my local chip shop does halloumi fries. Basically, you're buying chips made of cheese, but hey. Right, second coat of the Celestra Grey. A little bit thinner. I don't need it to be as thick as it was before. A bit more watered. And apologies if I'm getting my head in shot. But you can see, hopefully, even though I've got it a little bit thinner, it's helping the opacity somewhat. Because I've got it a little bit thinner, I'm not worried about brushing in different directions because you're not really going to get any brush marks at this point because it's quite thin and watery. So sometimes when you're wanting to block a colour out, it's not about getting the paint as thick as possible and trying to block out a colour area. That's one way of doing it. Have the paint thick. But that comes with its own issues, of course, brush marks and texture. Sometimes just having the paint thin but using many layers is also a valid way to block out colours, to make them opaque. Now these Citadel base brushes, they are really nice for this because they are quite good for reducing your brush marks a bit. A bit more water. Oops. Let's try and get this straight. And it's just about patience. If it's not quite opaque enough, just do another coat. As long as you've not slapped it on really thick, just do another coat. Wait till you're ready. I'm not worried if it's a little bit streaky because it's going to be weathered anyway. Is that dry? That's dry, yes. Camera is in just the wrong place. I'm such an idiot. But you wouldn't have me any other way. Don't forget to flush, Carl. I shall have another look at chat in a second. Oops, that's probably a bit too thin. Have to get some more from the pot in a minute. So this won't be the final white colour, of course. This is just a. This is going to be a grey base upon which the lighter colour will go. But like I said, the trick with whites is you really don't want to paint something white actually white. In the same way that if you want to paint something black, it's better to paint it dark grey and not actually black. Because if you paint something white, actually white, then although you can darken it, you can do some shades or some washes to darken it, you can't do any highlights. You can't highlight white because what are you going to highlight white with? So it's better to paint something almost white because then you can still do white highlights. And the brain of the person looking at it won't really notice that it's not quite white. You only really notice that something's off-white when it's next to something that is white. If you're looking at something that's off-white, but everything else around it is blue or red or green, then your brain doesn't really notice that it's not white. It just notices that it's white. There's no reference, you see, no frame of reference. It's a bit rough and ready on that side, but it'll do. It'll do for now. Being all gentle with these, putting them down so they don't make a load of noise. Let's have a quick look at chat. Halloumi, no way. The most fun cheese to eat is the Easy Cheese plastic-based cheese substitute that comes in its own aerosol can. Ooh, you can even fill a balloon with it. Now, I like the sound of that. The worst cheese I've ever had. Now, you kind of... Oh, we've fallen out. Hang on. There we go. La, 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 la. Not often that I fall out twice. That's kind of weird. There we go. I'll put myself full screen for a sec. And I've got to... Oh, God. Do you know, I really must get my camera drivers back to the original ones and not the Windows ones. I really must put them back. Windows decided to upgrade me from the official Logitech drivers for the camera to the modern Windows drivers, but the Windows drivers lose their settings all the time. It's a pain in the bum. Yes, you kind of have to have needed to have worked in the British Civil Service in the 1990s. But when I was a younger man, and I used to work in the Civil Service, we had like vending machines that did like food and stuff. You had like drinks vending machines, but you also had like snack things. They did like crisps and chocolate and stuff. One of the things they had was official civil service cracker and cheese. So it was like a couple of small pasty crackers and a stick of cheese or pseudo cheese. And this stuff was moist, yet not pleasant. It was very weird. It's hard to explain. It was like moist but unnerving cheese. It was kind of weird. And if you were really hungry, and the worst thing you could do, the worst thing ever was when you got to the vending machine and you were starving and you hadn't brought any lunch with you and you were starving Marvin and you got there and all that was in the machine was the one chocolate bar you don't like, because there's always one that you don't like, one chocolate bar you don't like, a packet of the flavoured crisps that you don't like, if it was salt and vinegar, don't like salt and vinegar, and one of these packs of cracker and cheese, because you had no choice then but just to get the cracker and cheese, and it was like, oh God. And you really didn't want to eat that cracker and cheese, but yeah. Welcome to 1990s British Civil Service jobs. Dee 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 dee. I'm sure there was a few heavy goods vehicle driving tests that got a really crappy booking date because I'd had nothing to eat apart from cracker and cheese because I forgot my lunch and I was in a bad mood. It's entirely possible that may have been a thing that happened. It's quite possible. Back in the 1990s. Stop getting paint on that bit, you spoon. Somebody's just flagged me in chat, so I'll have a look in a second. It's a bit rough, but that'll do for now. Civil Service crackers and cheese. What did it show up in a tweed suit with highly starched white shirt, daffy bow tie and bill cream in the hair? Says Andy McLeish. Hey Andy. No, it was just rubbish. Civil Service was just rubbish. Not that kind of civil. We're not talking like Westminster Civil Service. We're talking like normal working man Civil Service, which is cheap and underpaid. We're not talking like Civil Service with the bowler hat and the, you know, not that kind of Civil Service. Are you back, young lady? Hello.
I am back.
Welcome back.
All right, mate.
Did you do some good pooping?
Yeah, it was one of those. Start running.
Oh yeah, or running, or a reasonable facsimile of such.
Yeah, it's just one of them.
Move as quickly as you can.
Yeah. Break glass in case of emergency.
Oh yeah, oxygen masks will drop from the ceiling. Seat backs to the upward position. Doors to manual. I need my brain to stop hurting. It's really annoying me.
Oh God. Yeah. The day your brain's hurting is bad news for everyone, really.
Yeah, my brain is just doing the achy, throbby nonsense, which is just like, if you're going to have a headache, either have a headache or don't, but don't have this halfway house, throbby, dull ache nonsense that's just annoying.
Yeah. Well, it just drags the day, doesn't it?
It makes looking at things really difficult, and, you know, you kind of need to be able to look at things when you're doing things.
Yeah. Could be eye strain, mate. I don't know. I mean, normally when I'm filming, I wear the glasses with the yellow lenses on. I find them easier.
I mean, I know I do need to get some new glasses at some point, but obviously going to an optician's right now is not the best idea.
And it ain't cheap, mate.
Well, there's that as well, yes. I mean, a pair of glasses will... I'll tell you what, though, I'm not getting bloody varifocals again.
No, nor am I. That's why I can't wait to get rid of these.
Yeah.
This is the second pair I've had of varifocals, and I'm going to go back to bifocal. Fuck it.
I think I'll just go back to just focal, I think.
Well, yeah, I used to have 2 pairs of glasses, but it's like anything. You could never remember where you'd put the reading glasses, you know, so...
Yeah. I mean,
So I should probably just put a bifocal back in.
I mean, I got these, and it was like, great, now I can look at my computer screen, no problem, but if I try and drive my car, everything is out of focus. Like 20 foot from the end of my bonnet. So I took them back and said, I can't see distance. It's out. I need to be able to drive. And they fixed them, but they still weren't fixed. So I gave up in the end. I just accepted it. It's not ideal.
And that's the problem. You never seem to have that sweet spot with them.
No. And the weird thing is, I've kind of ignored the fact they're varifocals, and I just look through the middle anyway. Yeah. So it's almost pointless. I mean, I'm probably looking at the wrong part of the glasses.
I mean, you giggle when I'm trying to read the chat, but you know, when you're with varifocals, you know, that's the problem it can give you.
Yeah, I did get a second pair for
just a bit. Go on.
I was going to say I did get a second pair for the bench that are the close-up work ones, and they're like proper bottom glasses. they weigh a ton, and I can't wear them because they fall off my face. They're so heavy.
Yeah. That, my friend, is the trouble. We are men of a certain age.
Yeah, and I don't think I'll go for the black rim nerd glasses next time either. I really wanted to go for the black rim nerd glasses when I got these, because I suddenly had this hankering for vintage style 1970s glasses.
Yeah,
and it was the kind of thing to have as well at the time. It was, you know, everybody worth their salt was wearing nerd glasses, and it was like, okay, I could rock them. I don't really think they work on my face. I think a slighter, thinner, rounder frame might be better next time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't think I've got the face for... I would love to get a proper vintage pair of 1970s sort of... You know, everybody's granddad had them glasses where the top half was the black nerd frame and the bottom half was just the glass. They were only half frames. But it was proper 1970s style. But they were always tiny. Yeah,
looked like you had a pair of glasses eyebrows.
Yeah, and I kind of for a long time thought I'd like to wear a pair of those, but I don't think I suit them really.
No, it's a strange one with glasses, isn't it? I might go frameless for the next ones.
I tried that for a while. They were kind of cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them, innit? I mean, if a lens falls out of a frame, you can put a lens in, but if it goes on a frameless glass, you can't. You're knackered. So,
but I might go for the more sort of rounded frame, thin metal frame. And I'll need to explain this. What in this family, what we would call Fred Talbot glasses.
Yeah,
because Fred Talbot was a family friend for a long time, and he used to wear those kind of glasses. Yeah. He's not a family friend anymore for obvious reasons.
So.
But we used to call them Fred Talbot glasses. I need to wipe my nose. There. Sniffle, sniffle. Yeah, tissue. My earpiece is falling out. I don't know why. Wipe my nose.
You're having a bit of a mare, aren't you?
I know. Wipe my nose and my earpiece falls out. Andy McLeish says, what you building, lads? Oh, sorry, I'll start that again because he doesn't say that at all. I made that up completely. He says, what you... I just read all the words that weren't in that sentence. I'm such an idiot. Well, yeah,
whole spoon.
I mean, you get the words wrong. I just add all the wrong words. He says, what you lads need is a set of Administratum-approved ocular magnificators in Starship Filth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll set my cogitator to figure that one out. Oh, bloody brain. Stop being thrumpy. I don't like thrumpy brain moments. It's been all thrumpy and everything. I don't like it.
A wibble?
I'm having a wibble. I'm allowed a wibble. It's Wednesday in my brain.
Give you that. It's a good wibble, though.
Yeah. Well, at least pain is a good reason to have a wibble. Ooh, what was it? Herpaderp. What?
Ministry of Silly Noises.
A cavalcade of bodily noises. Only on Warhammer Sunday.
Get your noises here. Free for £1.
If you can think of a body function, Festa can do it.
Absolutely.
And have fun at the same time.
Yeah.
But I've never heard anybody do a burp that literally sounded like herpaderp before. I'm quite impressed by that. You literally just burped herpaderp.
Yeah, it's up there with the Donald Duck sneezes on whoop.
Woob. Yeah, but woob was drug induced, so.
Oh yeah.
As are the best things, probably. I wouldn't know myself personally, but
It was just the fact that you immediately picked up on it, and then mockularity ensued. It's like, yeah, I can always rely on Foxx.
well, when somebody sends you a text with a completely random word right in the middle of it for no reason, you're not really going to miss it, are you?
Yeah,
I'm not doing too bad, but the woob.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was. Damn. I don't remember much about them days, I must admit.
Brilliant. They were the best of times. I don't remember them. That's why they were the best of times.
Absolutely.
How's your buildy going there, dude?
All right, mate. Yeah, I'm just playing with loads and loads of micro magnets because I can.
Oh, magnets!
You know, we got a bit of an insert there ready for that dude to be magnetised too.
You can put yourself full screen if you want, dude. Oh, can you? Do I need to do
No, I
that?
can't. You've got the buttons, mate. I don't need to, mate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't need to go full screen.
Did you say
What?
that? Was that said in a way that was really saying, I want to go full screen?
No, that was it said in a way of, no, please don't put me full screen. It'll frighten the children.
It wasn't like, you know, when the better half says, no, I don't need that pair of shoes. Which means
oh no, she always needs shoes.
Which means you better buy that pair of shoes, otherwise you're sleeping on the couch in someone else's house.
It doesn't end at the shoes either. It's accessories as well.
Oh yeah, like, you know, the coat and the car.
You got it.
And the luxury chateau.
Yeah, bless her. Right. I got that to go in there. Have you a bit of that?
Have you a bit of that?
A bit of that.
Head-a-hoo. Hem-a-hoo.
The wild slide.
Habba-da-hoo. Right, so this should be coat number 4, I think. Oh, I've got the sniffles again, and I can't just wipe my nose because I've got gloves on.
So why does this all happen to you?
And people would just see no sperm on my gloves, and that'd be rubbish. Bloody headache. Tea should be fixing it, but it's not.
No. It's weird how you always get a runny nose as well. That is funny.
Yeah.
Mind you, I did pretty well today. I didn't get the yawns so much.
He said, shortly afterwards,
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
No, it's...
Andy McLeish says, audio malfunctions, burpaderp. I like that word now, burpaderp. I mean, I do like the word herpaderp, but burpaderp's even better.
Yeah, I'm a man of multiple noises.
I'm a storyteller. it's not quite dry yet. Still a little bit moist. Mac says they're very fragile,
moist.
Colin. Ooh. I got told off by Mama Foxx on Monday night.
Oh, did you?
She says, I don't like it when you do that thing in the microphone. Makes me want to stop watching.
Oh, dear.
I'm like, oh, dear. She was in a mood on Monday. They're very fragile, Colin. Never again for me, says Mac.
What's that?
I don't know. What were you talking about? Oh, lenses, I think. Glasses.
Oh, what? The frameless glasses?
Yeah. I love varifocal lenses, says Candygram. I'm making a nice noise, listen.
Oh, that is a nice noise.
Bit of ASMR there. People either be really happy or really freaked out right now. One of the two, depending on their personal life history.
This is the thing, though. When Foxx discovers that he can create a new noise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody learns about it.
Oh,
Andy
yeah,
McLeish says...
fidget spinner.
Andy McLeish says, I need a new brain squig. That would be handy. Lynn Dipple says, I tried varifocal lenses and got the worst headaches. I went back to trifocals. Wow.
Yeah.
Candogram says, I hope Mike is doing okay. Dad at Scaly Models. Yeah, I asked him if he was going to join us, Tony. He's still not feeling good, so take care, Dad. Big hugs.
Fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
It's just old man weaknesses.
He messaged me earlier.
Yeah.
He's all right.
It's just old man things, basically.
Yeah, he's just knackered, bless him. He's not been sleeping very well. And he burns the candle at both ends, and I think it catches up with him every now and then, bless him.
How many candles?
Fork handles. Handles for forks.
You can't let that go, can you, without doing that, really.
No, I've got to have fork handles, mate.
Yep. Dip.
Have I just put the wrong one on there? I have, haven't I?
Are you being a spoon?
Are you pilch? I am being a spoon.
Spoon. Have you just glued the wheel onto the roof or something?
No. I have put that bloke on there that should be on the back one, and yeah. Let's just get me grabber out because I dropped that and I can't get it.
Oh God!
Really? There you go, grabber of goodness.
Don't disappear under the cupboard.
No, I can't do that at the moment.
Not that you'd want to anyway. Then again, you probably would just have a stubborn desire to do it.
Yeah, I've been instructed that if I drop anything, it is to stay there until it's retrieved by others.
By a sensible adult.
Yeah. Anyone else other than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to get a grown-up to help you with this.
Yeah, that guy goes on the back. That's why. The pilchard. Pilchard, Fester, you are a pilchard. What are you?
Pilchardicus artisticus.
Yeah. There you go. Have magnet, will remove.
I heard a little snap of a magnet then. It sounded most satisfying, I have to say.
Oh, it was. It was very thoroughly snappaged.
Snapularity.
That's the one that goes on there, him. See? There, you pilch.
Look at the pilchularity.
What are you, Fester? You are a pilchard. Now, why don't you want to stick in there properly?
Are you having... I'm having trouble, as Robocop would say.
It's one of those. There's a couple of bits that just don't want to stay where they want to be placed.
And how long does that... How long is that a good strategy when you're around there? That never becomes a permanent problem, does it?
No, persuasionary techniques then come into play, see? And
yeah. If Fester's making a model, if a piece has that kind of tactic in mind, it's not going to work.
No.
Or you think you can play that game? You seem to forget who's building you, monkey fluffers.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you don't want to attach, do you? Okay, you will now.
Let's see how long that lasts, shall we? You and whose army?
Yeah. It's one of those, it's your time you're wasting moments. Okay.
It's the only time in your life as a man that you can ever use the word whatever in its true meaning and get away with it. Whatever or fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, it's actually soul crushing, isn't it, when your missus just goes,
fine.
Fine. Because you've got that awkward situation of, right,
That means not
How
fine.
do I play this? Yeah.
Yeah, if I go ahead, if she says it's fine to do X and I go ahead and do it, I'm obviously evil. If I don't do it, then I'm going to be sad because I didn't do whatever it is. But arse.
Yeah.
I just sit there going, I hate everybody.
And I normally look at my boys and they go, "Don't look at us.
Don't drag us into it.
Yeah, you're on your own."
Yeah.
And that's when it hits you. You're like, yeah, I feel so alone now because even my sons have left me in no man's land.
I'm like the sniper in the open desert where there's not even a blade of grass to hide behind.
There you go. Clawurality. Get in there.
Ooh, very good.
So let him stick there for a minute. He goes wherever.
He goes where you put him.
Yeah.
And he likes it.
Go in there. Yeah. He's going to go there and be happy that he's gone there.
Yeah. Well, he's not really got a choice if you're going to glue his ass into place, but...
Yeah. Part of me was going to magnetise that, but I can't be asked on that one because I don't think he needs it. And besides, I can't be bothered to unglue it to put a thing in the inside. So
it's more just for like storage and painting, isn't it? That you're magnetising stuff.
Yeah.
And if you ever sell it, it means you can ship it a bit easier. That's the thing, you can never, ever, ever sell your Insane Blade because there's no physical way you could ever ship that without spending 600 quid on a packing crate.
Why would I want to sell it?
Well, I know, but you never know.
I'd build another one. Well, I've got no choice. I've got to build another one.
Well, this is true.
Someone will never forgive me if I don't.
Yeah, well, someone will never give you that money if you don't. You do need to price it up for me, though.
Yeah, we'll
and then I can go, oh, bloody hell. Can you not do it for like 8, the cost of the kit plus 10 quid?
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, mental slap.
Yeah, so he now turns, hence the magnetisation. Happy days.
I did actually magnetise the sponson turrets on this Baneblade originally.
Yeah.
But they were so wibbly wobbly and shonky and like teetery that I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to take the magnets off and glue them because screw it.
Yeah.
So in the end, I just glued them. Because they were all like, they didn't quite sit horizontal and they looked a bit shonky. I'm like, yeah, I'll just glue them in place. It's going to be a display model anyway. It's not going to be a play it on tabletop. Oh, it might be, I suppose.
So I've got another big gun. I've got a geezer with a gun. I've got geezers with guns as well. So that one. Well,
that's how orcs do.
Ooh.
He's had thoughts. Thoughts have occurred.
I might have to get the saw out.
Lorks are mussy.
Tempted to put the gun in there.
Do it. What's this plan? I can't look at the screen, unfortunately, so what is it you're planning to do?
Oh, yeah, I'm planning on putting a big gun on. Oh, I've got the roller to go on the front yet. So, yeah. So, plan B. Yeah, because I've got the blade to go on. So, the gunnage, I think I've got another turret somewhere. Yeah. Because that's going to go on like that. I've got the tracks to go on.
I love listening to you figure it out. It's great.
I know, I am a child, I talk my way through a build. It's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they're ready. Happy with that.
Happy?
Oh, I've got tusks. I've got tusks as well.
You've got tusks?
Yeah, it's got some tusks on a sprue, and it doesn't say anywhere in the kit where to put them.
Oh, no, they're just like the optional extras. You can stick them wherever you want. Are they tusks or horns?
Yeah. Ohms.
Ohms with an H.
Ohms. Buffalo ohms. Them. Ohms.
I can't see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big pointy bits.
Yeah.
I nearly grabbed my brush water then to have a swig.
I wouldn't have mocked you.
Oh, no, of course you wouldn't.
Right.
Lynn Dipple says, Colin,
yes.
Get a grabby hand pole and fix up tweezers or something like that to pick up small things. You've got a grabby stick, haven't you?
I've got a magnetic grabby stick with hooks on it for keys and magnets for metal bits, and yeah. But I've also got parts retrievers, which is a tube with the 4 prongs that comes out the end of it that picks bits up. And
we used to have one of them for pickles.
Yeah,
a miniature one as a pickle jar. I used to getting pickles out of the jar.
Yeah, I've got quite a few gadgets around the man cave now to assist in my parts retrieval process. Yep.
Right now, Colin's got a very unique special parts retriever. It's called Festa Junior. He's called the Lad.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Right, you can see there, that one's nice and opaque now, as a Celestra Grey. So I don't need to do any more grey there. That one is... It's all right, that'll do. That's quite nice. On the German grey tank, maybe an extra coat on there. Maybe an extra coat on there. We'll let that dry properly. So that is now... I might do one more very thin coat just to bulk it up a little bit more, but we're going to go really thin this time.
Wafer thin.
One little tiny wafer thin mint.
Yeah, it's just the wafer thin.
This is just to lighten it a little bit. I'm pretty sure that's as light as it's going to get, but... I can be quite careless with this because it's just watery. Rubbery shrubbery. I don't know why I just said that. I have no idea. But you can kind of see here the kind of effort that goes into doing simple things like painting something white. If you're brush painting,
yeah,
you can just paint white straight on, but it'll look like a dog's backside, and it'll be absolute 400 coats of white, and you'll hate everybody in the world, and you'll just end up burning it. But if you take the time, now I've still got to do the paint on the top, so that's just the base coat for now. That was the Celestra. That was the Ulthuan. No, that was the Celestra Grey. Next is the Ulthuan Grey. And McLeish says, "Saw times." William Rayborn says, "Yes, found it." Oh, we've just spent the last 10 minutes on the floor looking for the last part to the Volkswagen Scirocco. It's always the last part, isn't it?
Yeah, Carpet Monsters had you, is it?
Mm-hmm. But you found it. Max says they weren't made for pickles. They were intended to put olives into martinis. It was, yeah, it could be. It was like a little, about that long, and it had a little, almost like a sword with the cross hilt, and you do that, and the little bit on the end would go like that. And we used to use it. Put it in the pickle jar, open, then you could pick up a pickle and get the pickle out of the pickle, the pickled onion out of the pickle jar.
So it was a pickle picker.
It was a pickle picker. I've got to be careful with the Americans. A pickle is a long green thing, what we call a gherkin. So. Yeah, it's a pickled onion, but yeah. Ah, la 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 la. I need that to dry a bit now. I might have to get the hairdryer going. In the interests of science. This may get a bit loud, but I don't know. So I'll mute my microphone for a second.
Yeah, it should be all right. Candygram says, I saw Colin drop something tiny and it took him about 3 seconds to pick up a retrieving device. Get the parts. Yeah. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, my grabber of goodness, mate, gets me out of a multitude of trouble. Like that. So, because straight away I've dropped that again. It's the same bit I keep dropping. Not really.
Back again.
We can get it. There it is.
What's that? Oh, did you drop something?
Oh, it's just me. Yeah, it's just me dropping things again.
Oh.
It's like dog.
Oh. Dag nabbit. Piccalilli, says Andy McLeish. Oh, I really want Piccalilli now. Oh, Piccalilli. I love Piccalilli.
I didn't know whether that was still a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we're going to go in with the Ulthun Grey, which is off-white, but for the purposes of the things will be white enough. Basically the same procedure I used when I did my checkers on the Orc Flyer. Same kind of process.
On the old Wasbom Dackerjet, wasn't it?
Wasbom Dackerjet! That's the one. That's the one, Mrs. Wembley. Right, so
Can't beat a bit of Wasbom.
Yep. If you're gonna bomb, you're gonna was that bomb. This is where it gets tricky now, though, because you want to not have too much streaky going on. Still take you a few coats, like.
Yeah, you don't want to go too mad with your streaking, Fox.
No, I don't even like cricket.
I saw what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, there you go. That's better. I'm happier now.
I wish I wasn't battling a headache while I was doing this, but...
Oh, have you got a headache, mate?
Yeah, I've got a headache.
Keep that quiet. Oh, lambikins.
I don't like to, constantly go on about these things. Constantly.
Yeah, this is where mocking Fox is imminently going to start. Because
What do you mean start? It never finishes.
Yeah, but it's, it's just a natural thing, isn't it? It's mocking Fox is a hobby.
Yes, it's a bit like kicking kittens. It's just a natural instinct.
Yeah, it's a natural progression of things.
Yes, it's the order of things. Which you'd recognise that phrase if you watch any DS9, you heathen.
I know, I really am shoddy.
Do you like the way I brought that back round to DS9?
I did. I am impressed because now I'm back down here. I can get access to the server. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, you can mock me at the moment, but imminently. Yeah.
Well, I can mock you even more if you've got access to the server and still don't watch it. So.
Oh, absolutely. Which I'm sure will happen within 10 minutes of me leaving the bench. Why haven't you got DS9 on?
Sort it out. Oh, God. Yeah. The thing I hate about the iPad and Chrome, I've got my iPad set so I don't have to put a key code in every time I want to unlock it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy with the keyboard. But then every, 20 minutes it says, oh, you need to be authorization to use whatever it is. It's like, oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah. It's like, really?
It's like, why not just give me the option of not having a PIN number to unlock my iPad? How do you like them apples,
Yeah.
God damn you. Everything's rubbish and I hate everybody. I don't really.
It seems to be the more advanced technology gets, the more you've got to interact with it just to get it to work. It's like, really? Come on.
Well, I don't mind.
Are you really sure you want to open this? Yeah, that's why I've pressed open.
I don't mind having to have a PIN number. It's just if I'm listening to a podcast and I've got my little keyboard, I can press pause or turn the volume up on the keyboard, but I have to unlock the thing first, then I have to lean over and put my PIN number in on my thumbprint. It's like, it's the whole point of me having the little keyboard is I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So you turn the PIN number off and then it's like, brilliant. But every time I come into Chrome, it's like, you need to have permission to do some shit. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm sure it's probably Chrome doing that and not Apple, but I'm prefer to blame Apple.
Yeah, I get it with my tablet Knox validation. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's all about keeping you secure and all of that lot, but when you are the main person logged on, you shouldn't be bothering you every 2 minutes.
Yeah, when I'm the only person that uses it.
Yeah, it's like, really, you've made your point. Are you really sure you want to go on the internet? No, I'll just press the button for the fun of it. What do you think I want to do?
You know what really bugs me? And I don't know why this happens. What really bugs me about computers and UIs, and I don't understand this at all. Like, you'll be on a website or in an application, and you'll press a button.
Yeah.
And the button will animate, like it might change colour or go or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it's registered the fact you've clicked it with the animation, but like when you click on a button on a website and it doesn't work, but it still animates it. So it knows you've clicked the button and it does the animation, but I've never figured that it does it every now and then. You get it on the thing where you click a button on something and it'll animate it, but it won't do. And it's like how
did they not link the code to the button press?
Yeah, it's like you've animated the fact I pressed it, so you know I pressed it. So why are you now not doing the thing you're supposed to do when I press it?
Yeah.
How is that two separate bits of code? Who wrote this code? Get off my lawn.
Spaghetti code, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, so it's kind of registered the click, but it hasn't. But that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, for me, it's unnecessary user action or user intervention that's required. And it's like, look, you don't need to ask me 3 times when I'm shutting down Windows whether I want to shut it down. Because I've already done that by pressing the shut down and restart button.
Oh, Chrome's done that.
Yeah, but it'll still say, oh, you know, force restart, do this. It's like, look, just do it, will you?
It's like Chrome in the last week. Normally, you click on the little star button icon on the bar, and you're just favoriting. You tell it where you want to put your favorite if you're making a bookmark.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, last week, it's like, do you want to do a bookmark or do you want to put it onto your reading list? So you have to choose that one and then do the bookmark. And it's like, you've added an extra click. I don't even use flipping bookmarks. What?
Yeah.
The reading list. So I figured out the only way
Why have you done that?
Yeah, you have to basically tweak the settings so that the bookmark, the reading list, which nobody uses, is now hidden in a sidebar that I never use, which now takes up a slot on my extensions. It's like you've just added a whole extra button click, which I've now had to take out using flags. So
you can remove this by following this six stage process. It's like, why?
Yeah.
You know, just give me the option, on or off.
It's like, who uses a reading list anyway? It's just an offline version of the web page. Well, why? If the computer's never offline, why would I even need to?
Yeah. Why do this unnecessary thing to us?
Yeah. Made a bit of a mess of the paint there, but never mind.
Nice.
I need to get a new iPad. Mine is the iPad Mini first gen, and it can't do updates. YouTube, Facebook. Oh God, yeah, that'll be dead slow. I used to have a first edition iPad. It was so slow by the time I got rid of it.
Yeah, that's why I got that tablet in the end. My Series 1 iPad got to the point where it was going, I don't know where I am.
I don't know anything. I don't understand anything anymore. What?
Don't keep pressing me because I don't know what to do anymore.
I don't understand anything anymore. Please just leave me alone. Let me die.
Yeah. And it started going into ghost mode. Where it would select what it wanted to do. It would suddenly randomly open web pages or applications, and it's like, basically the logic board was frying itself nicely. So
Candygram. Candygram says, when I was a little kid, the best thing in the world was for an adult to give you one of those little plastic swords from a bar visit.
Yeah,
little cocktail things. Yeah, I remember them. We used to have, I don't know why in this house, we used to have a little ornament, and it was like a little metal thing in which were little metal swords, and they were maybe about 2 or 3 inches long, but they were you know, little swords, like little rapiers and things.
Yeah.
And for me, that was brilliant because basically I had an Evel Knievel, and I just used to stab him with it. Basically, because they were proper metal little swords, so you could just you could impale Evel Knievel with these little swords. So it was great. I don't know.
Knievel, cool. I remember them.
Yeah. So I used to have Evel Knievel, all these swords sticking out of him. I don't know what the ornament was all about. It made no sense at all. Forgotten about those. I wonder what happened to them.
He had some great toys in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. You can see this paint layer is streaky as hell, but a bit like with the previous layer, it doesn't matter this first coat because this is just getting the colour on. We'll build it up. We'll build up the colour.
Speedy Q8 saying, see my fascinating fact above regarding the swords, essential for anyone who still has Star Wars figures. Ooh. Where's the factoid then? Fun fact about the little plastic cocktail swords. Have you read that out?
No, I've not seen that one.
Oh, he says the little cocktail swords, they are the perfect size to fit Star Wars and Action Force figures and were used for this very purpose when he was a lad.
Good God, Action Force.
Working Men's Club.
He just remind me of Action Force. I used to have the what essentially looked like a striker APC for Action Force. The 6-wheeled like thing. I just remember that. I didn't know anybody else knew about Action Force other than maybe Steve Thingy, because he built some stuff into his Baneblade, didn't he? Some Action Force stuff.
Yeah. What eggs he got? The one with the big lug holes. Okay,
I beg your pardon? Who are you calling a big lug hole?
Yeah, he's got the head with the big lug holes. That geezer there. Yeah, him. Wait, you geezer.
He's very sensitive, you know. It's very windy outside. I don't know what the weather's like at your end, but
yeah, we had one hell of a storm this morning, mate. Went on most of the night into the morning to about 11:30, and then it's just been raining since.
Yeah, about lunchtime today, it was hoofing it down out here.
Yeah, but yeah, we had really heavy winds. It was one of those you thought, I'm going to start seeing cows and that go flying past any minute. But...
oh, look, there's a grain silo.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those storms where you think, oh, this is getting quite meaty, you know, and then literally it went gone. It's like, oh, okay.
I'm not saying that.
10 minutes or so went by and it was oofing it down with rain then.
Yes, I'm not saying that wind is strong, but that truck that just went past had Texas plates on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be a bit like that all week, isn't it, the weather?
Boo. Don't care, as long as I'm inside and warm.
Thing is, though, I can remember walking to school as a kid in wind where you was walking around in a 45-degree angle, you know, with your school bag stretched out behind you, cooning it along, you know, and now we get a mild storm and it's global warming, and it's like, well, weather's always been like that. You know, I can remember walking to school in snow where it was, you know, twice as tall as we were.
Oh, yeah. Proper deep snow in the 70s. Won't be seeing much of that anymore.
Part of me thinks, has it really got that bad, or is it because it's so widely reported now?
No, it's really got that bad.
You know, it's...
As all the extensive forest fires and floods would kind of suggest.
Yeah, I mean... I go back to, I remember the infamous Wogan TV show with David Icke.
Oh, no, he's just a moron. Don't take his word for it.
You know, some of the weather things, he weren't far off, but the Royal Family Bin Lizards was where I got lost with him.
David Icke is a nutter, and you don't take anything he says with any kind of seriousness. He just is a nut job, quite simply.
But yeah, the global warming thing, it's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Problem is, I think you need every country to do their bit. And at the moment, it only seems to be a few countries wanting to do it. And it's like, well, yeah, you know, we could go green with everything. But if the Chinese are still lashing out millions of tons of it, it's a false economy for us, isn't it? Because...
Well, the problem is you need the entire world to cooperate to sort it out. But unfortunately, we're human beings, and that's not going to happen. So there you go.
Of course it ain't.
What's the weak link? Well, the fact we're humans and idiots.
Absolutely. Man's made it and man's breaking it type of thing, you know.
Yeah. Where's it gone? There it is. Excuse me. I had loads of action force, says Spid. They were great articulated limbs. I had the dudes with like the backpacks you could take off. They were good. I think I need to go for a great big wee.
Oh, big wee.
I kind of have for the last like 45 minutes, but I've been putting it off. Because I'm wearing gloves, and basically it's a waste of gloves because you have to take your gloves off. So,
you're such a tart.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, we'll need to let that dry for a minute. So let me go for a great big way. I won't turn my camera off. I'll just turn the microphone off and I'll.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll cut this piece off and I'll just read a bit of chat out.
I shall be back in a moment.
No worries. What we got going on? Lynn Dipple says, Mac, thanks. Now I'm not going to eat lunch. Why is that, Lynn? Bless. He's all right. Yellow cauliflower. Oh, no. What we got there? Speedy Q8 says, "Hi, Cole, there's a reason why the Queen's called Liz, you know." Oh, yeah. Yeah, good old Liz. She says, he's got loads of action force. They were great, articulated limbs. Tanks, jeeps, helicopters. His favourite was Zartan and his swamp skier skidoo thing. Max says the kind of storm that sees witches flying past the window is regarded as normal. Yeah, it's getting that way, isn't it, mate? Max saying 70s toys. Who remembers Flight Deck? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, blimey. Was that the one where the plane used to come in on like the cord above the deck? There was quite a few toys in the 70s with that sort of thing. I can remember the Crossfire one. Used to fire ball bearings with the guns. And once you got bored with the game, you would unload the guns from the game and then fire them at each other, which was fun. What else have we got? Lynn says it looks like poo. Cheese and piccalilli sandwiches. What else have we got further up there? Max saying, yeah, frameless glasses are only suitable for Norwegian office workers. Yeah, totally get that one. Yeah, it is. It's difficult choosing glasses now, though, because you need to be able to see what you're doing at the bench as well as on the screens up there. It can be frustrating, and I've got a few pairs of glasses around the bench.
I'm returned.
That I mess around with trying to see stuff, but yeah.
Don't you hate it when
finding decent glasses now is hard. Sorry, mate, go on.
Don't you hate it? Excuse me. Don't you hate it when you're on the clock and your body goes, I'm going to do one of them slowies.
Yeah, dribble. Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on now, lads.
Yeah.
Do you miss me?
No, that thing, mate. I always miss you, mate.
Oh, lies.
Well, yeah, I've just got to say that. Otherwise, you know, the hate mail will start. And...
Did I miss anything interesting?
No, I was only mispronouncing stuff in chat as usual, mate.
Yay! Damn, I missed that then. It's bad enough. That's missing a chance to mock.
Speedy Q8 saying the Candy Gran, this is why Linux is recommended for people who know what they're doing, like my son. And also the reason he uses Windows. Well, now that Windows 11's out, Windows 10 support stops in 25, so all my systems will go over to Linux. So, yeah.
I don't understand any of that conversation. I'll just nod and
it's
say
just
yes,
a different
dear.
just a different operating system at the end of the day, but I shall migrate over to it.
I have no option because you can't run Photoshop CE in Linux. So, yeah. Yes, I'm still running like 2004 Photoshop CE.
I'm on 2018 CC, I think it is. I'm on.
Yeah, but I paid $0 for mine, so.
Yeah. It does what I want, but at the end of the day, I can always migrate over to DaVinci Resolve if I need to. That's another good one to try.
Mm-hmm. It's like I use Photoshop almost every day, but I couldn't afford to buy it. That wouldn't be an option.
No, it's expensive, mate.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about 4 coats of this, perhaps, might be enough to make it almost white.
Do the job, won't it?
Without streakage, I think.
Streakage? Streakage? Who said streakage?
Streakularity. One of those things that basically when you're doing it, you think it's gone horribly wrong because it looks terrible. But it's right at the last minute when it all comes together and you're like, oh, okay, it worked. Thank God.
We all do it. I mean, I'm notorious for it. I did it with me WASBomb. You sit there and you look at the paint job and you think, this really isn't going how I thought it would. And then think it all just comes together.
Yeah. That's the beauty of DAS. Brain.
So how long did you have my intro tune in your head for then the other night?
Not long, because the very next day I downloaded the Persona 4 soundtrack.
That's right, I've got the link for that on G Drive, wasn't it? Yeah.
Although I have to say, Andy very kindly sent me the link to the place where it was. And it was the only place I could find it anyway, so I had that link already.
Yeah.
And it was like, brilliant, I can download the whole soundtrack. And it was like, yeah, but to download it all in one go, you need to be registered.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided to register, took the risk, because you never know with these websites. And it said, brilliant,
exactly.
thanks for registering. Now, to download the whole soundtrack, you need to either pay some money or recommend our website to 3 people. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, I'll do it track by track, then fine.
Yeah.
I spent half an hour downloading it track by track. It was tedious.
Yeah, it's like, really? Why did I have to piss you around on websites like that?
Well, they were. To be fair, they were saying, "Hey, we don't charge you to use this service, but if you'd like to donate a little bit of money, we'll let you, pay for the server costs." It's like, okay, that's kind of fair enough, but I can't be asked.
Yeah.
I don't really want to give you my bank details, card details, because I don't know anything about you. Yeah. I'd rather not do that.
You've got to be so careful these days.
Slightly ropey game soundtrack website. Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I wasn't really comfortable.
Surprising how many people still get caught out with scammers, mate.
How many people? Steady, copyright.
Trouble is, some of them are so convincing.
Mm-hmm. It's bad enough when Mama Foxx buys something that she sees on Facebook and she'll get an email, because I have access to email and stuff, and get a pop-up saying, you paid this much to this company name, and it's all in Chinese. I'm like, oh dear God.
Yeah.
That's all her bank details given away then. I swear one day she's going to do that and we're just going to be knackered, because I keep saying to her, don't buy stuff off Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook adverts are the biggest scam ever, mate.
Do not do it.
The amount of people I know that have bought stuff off of there, paid their 20, 30, 40 quid, only to be messed around for 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then PayPal will go, you can't get your money back because it's over 180 days. And that's what they do. They string people along.
Yeah, I just don't trust anything on Facebook.
Oh.
I'll buy things on Amazon, and that's about as bad as it gets. even then you don't quite know what you're buying, and it's still.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, there's a little bit of protection there, but. Yeah, adverts on Facebook and stuff. No.
But it's annoying, isn't it? Because how many people have been caught out?
How many people?
Facebook really should police it, because.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, but they should though, shouldn't they? Let's be honest.
There's a lot of things Facebook should do they're not going to do.
Of course they're not, but. It's always the people, the working man, that gets caught out, and that's what gets the ump. Gives me the raging ump, it does. They apparently go in there. Oh, right. Okay.
What am I doing now? I'm doing a thing. The thing I'm doing is... Why have I not using that brush again?
It's got quite a look about it, that.
What, the truck?
Yeah, it's kind of growing.
I like the fact it's got like a tiny little windscreen under that little shelf, so it's like some sort of Battlestar it's like some sort of Battlestar Galactica shuttle, isn't it, at the front?
Yeah, it's growing, isn't it? And I don't know, I'm thinking of something here. Yeah, needs summer.
Do you say summit like a northerner? Good lad.
Summer, yeah, summer.
Good girl.
Needs summer.
Needs summit. That's a proper northern. It's a proper northernism, that is.
Oh mate, I've been spending too much time around you. Right, I'm gonna have to get hold of a therapist now.
I thought you said ferret. I'm gonna have to get hold of a ferret. I'm like, no, ferrets are northern as well. But you said therapist, didn't you?
Therapist.
I thought you said ferret.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. That's almost as northern as having a hawk called Kez, but flipping Kez. Flip out of here. See, now I'm an old man. I'm more than happily proud of my northern heritage. But when I was a young shaver of a lad in the 80s, I hated being northern. And the entire reason was bleeding Kez.
Ah, yeah.
I hated Kez. It was so depressing and cold and miserable and and it made me ashamed to be a northerner, because that people will look at it and think that's what northerners are like. It's all cold and miserable. And it's not untrue.
Yeah. I think most people from my neck of the woods let out a huge sigh of disappointment when EastEnders started being aired.
Yeah.
Because it's like, everyone's going to think the world's full of Pauline Fowlers, you know what I mean? It's like...
Well, it's funny because, to me, Kez was what Southerners thought. I always thought that Southerners would think that's what the North is like. But to us Northerners, the South was like the machine gunners.
Yeah.
That was the South to us. So we both had our oh dear, literary. So yeah, I bloody hate Kez. I can't. Oh, it makes me angry just thinking about it. It wasn't Kez to me. It was bleeding Kez. We had to watch it once in English lesson. It was like, oh really?
Yeah.
What's this?
What is this drivel?
Yeah.
That's that. Got all of them bits there.
Sort your bits out.
Bits and bobs, odds and sods and all of that.
Bits und also die Bobs, ja, das ist richtig.
Some of that. Okay.
You said bits and bobs, and now all I can think of is that shop in Skyrim that's run by Seima called Bits and Bobs, and I like Seima.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit in love with Seima. She's lovely.
So that's on that. So we've got an extra gun. Oh, we've got that as well. Where did that come from? Shove it on there, can't I?
Shove it on there. What are you planning? I can hear all the planning going on, but I'm not sure what you're actually planning because I can't see. So.
Oh, there's the option of having the turret on, or you could have had the cover. But I'm like, no, I'll just look it on the back of that.
I like the way you use the word option. I can hear the air quotes. I can hear the bunny ear quote marks. The option.
Yeah, it's like it gives you the option of putting it on. It's like, yeah.
Option, how quaint. Option, how quaint.
Yeah. Oh, bless them. Like I'm going to give it a choice.
Yeah. Marcus Bruin says, phew, made it back in time. Welcome back, Marcus.
Welcome back, buddy.
Excuse me. Mac said something and retracted it.
Good belch.
Mac says, that's the one, Colin. Plastic Harrier hanging from a fishing line. I think Matchbox made it. Time to go and take care all and have a great week. Take care, Mac. I know you've probably already gone.
Yeah, take care, buddy.
Lindipple says something and retracts it. Twisted Rail Hobbies is in and says, afternoon. Welcome, my friend.
Hello, Eric. Hope you're doing all right.
Lynn says, hi, Eric. Hope you and Cass are doing good. Hugs.
Absolutely.
Oh,
we like Eric.
My brain. Lynn says, I got the hospital company envelope and it had a $12 car wash gift card and a note that said happy birthday, postmark 26th of October 2021. Well, my birthday's in May. Cool. You got somebody else's birthday gift. I wouldn't say anything and I'd keep it.
Absolutely. Well done, Lynn.
The trick of getting somebody else's present by mistake, shut up.
Yeah, don't let them know, mate.
Find a penny, shut up. Golden rule. Find a penny, pick it up, keep walking. Like the time I bought
you don't tell anyone.
Like the time I bought 3 hand saws from Poundland where everything's a pound and they charged me £2. I just kept on walking. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, mate.
How much are these? It's £1. I like 3, please. That'd be £2. Shut up. Keep walking.
Yeah.
My colleague's like, but shut up.
Yeah. It's like, don't even look at them. Don't stop it, go.
Just keep walking. Shut up. It's not my fault if they employ some doddery old bloke that can't do simple math. Shut up.
Oh, yeah. It's when you give them a tenner and they give you change for a 20. It's like, I love it. It's like, yeah, I'm having that.
Have a bit of that.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, you're like, yeah, I'm going to start walking.
Do. All I'm thinking about now is tagliatelle. And anybody in the UK, especially the north, if you know which one it's actually, if you go into your local like lifestyle store or Nissa store, it's the pack of tagliatelle that you get in there, and it's the whole pack to myself, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, that's going to be proper Foxx noms then, is it?
Yeah, oh yeah. And it's like, it comes in the pack not dried out. You know, like normally you get pasta and it's all dried out.
Yeah.
This is already comes squishy. So you just bop it in for like 8 minutes. Although it's been in the freezer, so I've got to let it thaw out first, but still.
There you go. That can go on the side there. Happy days. See, waste not, want not. We don't have greebles in my builds. It goes on there.
It's not agreeable. It belonged there from the start.
Yeah, the orc thought it should go there, therefore it did.
The orc believed in it, and therefore it worked.
Yeah. I've got a big Baneblade box up there, full up with bits and bobs and metal and plates. So all of that lot's going to come out to play on this.
You know what else you've got up there? Great big Baneblade as well.
I know.
Most impressive of specimens.
I still think it needs to be towing something. That's where my brain's going.
Mm-hmm.
Squeak pulp or something, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like the Malcador Furnace tank I've got that George got for me. Secret Santa. It said it's a World War One style tank with like a big heavy flamer on the front, but it's towing a massive fuel tank.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with these, isn't it? Is you're like, yeah, it needs to be towing summer.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. We got the big scoop on there. We got
You're a big scoop.
Guns. Oh, mate, not wrong. Big scoop.
Never say no to a big scoop. Oh yeah. Have a bit of that.
I got him, so we can have him turning. Yeah. Okay. Put that on the front. Something it needs something on the sides and on its arse, doesn't it? It does.
You know what you need? You need ends.
You need ends.
And there they are.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. I've got so much little bits of white paint around the edge of this thing. I'm going to have to clean these up with some grey later on. Or just apply some more paint chips, one of the two. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely got to order in the other sprue. Definitely.
What, the extra sprue? I don't even know what's on the extra sprue, to be honest, apart from the big rolly wheel thing.
Yeah, it's got the roller, it's got some additional plates and I think a few guns and gubbins.
Because even if you don't use them on that, it's like the Baneblade. Oh, good God. It's like the Baneblade extra sprue. You can use them on anything, really.
Yeah, I pretty much bought 2 extra sprues and put all the sponsons and everything on that, didn't I? It's like, yeah.
Sponsons!
It's funny, I had it out earlier. That sounded wrong.
Way!
That sounded wrong. Rewind.
Morning, Vicar.
I had the Insane Blade out on the bench earlier, just spinning it around on the old turntable, just looking at it, going, yeah. Because it's like anything, I want to start filming the painting of it at some point.
You were doing a Kylie, spinning it round.
Yeah, it's just doing.
You see what I did?
Doing that sort of thing. I did to see the better ways of filming it. What will be a good angle to do? What will be a good side?
There's that sarcastic laugh again. The idea of the best way to film that.
I know.
I think the best way to film that will be to get like a 25 grand TV camera that you can zoom in from a quarter mile away.
Well, don't forget, I'm lucky. I've got a son who did a degree in filmmaking, and he's got some fantastic cameras. So, yeah. He's got the thing that you carry along where the camera stays level, you know, all of that sort of stuff.
Steadicam.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was amazed, because I've always been amazed by like broadcast cameras. And there was a good example of it. I was watching a month or two ago. I rewatched. I remember, if you remember, I said about it. I rewatched the entire CNN. I think it was CNN broadcast. 8 hours of CNN broadcast from 9/11.
Yeah,
and you know, it was like an archive of the footage from the day. And what amazed me was when they had shots of the Twin Towers from the helicopter.
Yeah.
And they were, you know, you'd see it zoomed really close in. You could see, you know, all the windows and people in the windows and stuff. But then when they pulled back from the camera, you realise it was like halfway across Manhattan.
Yeah.
And you realise how powerful zooms on those TV cameras, even like in the early 2000s, how powerful a zoom those TV cameras, these outside TV cameras actually had. Because I mean, my dad
still one of them. Go on.
I was going to say, my dad was a TV cameraman, so you know, I've had mucho experience of actual studio cameras and played with them and stuff. You know, the big ones on the dollies and they're incredible. But I didn't realise that the outside broadcast over the shoulder jobs had such incredible zooms on them. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still one of them things. Whenever you see it, and that footage of that day, it's still very poignant.
Oh God, yeah. I kind of just happened to, I was looking for something else and happened across this archive, 8-hour archive of it, and I was like, I'll sit and watch that. And I just found myself equally as captivated as I was on the day. Right, still a bit streaky. You can see how much work goes into actually making something white. And this is just is just getting the off-white base colours in, and I've not even finished yet. This is 4 coats of Celestra grey, and I'm on my 4th coat of Ulthuan grey, and I'm not even there yet. So just so you know,
it's going to be worthwhile when it's done.
Well, I hope so. Well, absolute garbage, I don't know. But just so you know, folks, if you're airbrushing this, it's like 1 coat. If you're brush painting it, it can take you many, many coats. This is why you want to not just paint in white. Because if you're painting white, this would so far be 8 coats of white, and it will be twice as transparent. So this is why you want to build up.
Many coats.
Scale Model Muse says, "Hey all, welcome Muse. Share these," and does lots of hugs.
Hello Muse, you all right, my darling?
Do. Muse throws coffee. Lynn gives coffee to Muse and hugs. Oh, brain. I'm not getting Nurofen. I'm on flipping Panadol, and
Oh, they're about as much use as chocolate teapot.
Yeah, well, I've got some of these extra effective ones. I'll take a couple of them. I've been on the Panadol Blue ones and I've run out of them now. They're just rubbish. I need my Nurofen. I bet it's because I'm not on Nurofen. Not that I'm sponsored by or affiliated with anybody.
Oh no, but it's what you get used to taking, isn't it? It's what works.
And I've always found ibuprofen much more effective than paracetamol. Look. Skill Model Mew says, I can't believe the sign on my favourite restaurant's door. Sorry, this is a traditional Mexican restaurant. We do not use ground beef. No idea. I don't know what that means. Is that... I don't understand. You need to explain that one to me, I think.
Yeah.
Underneath the arches. Brain.
Okay, that goes there.
I could go to shop and get some Nurofen, but that means going outside, and no.
Yeah. Going outside on a wet, windy Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to go anyway, because I need to get some, something. Butter.
No.
Oh!
Still, you never know. Your mum might then turn around and say, well, wash her out, get a Mackie D's.
No, I had that last night for my tea. At 10:30 at night. No, not having that again.
Did you have your burger chaser?
Yeah, I had my Big Mac. I had my double quarter pounder of cheese, and I had the chips. Man. And then I put on that some of the Sauce Company traditional chili sauce, which is not too bad. It's not too hot. Mama Foxx got me she got me a pack of chili sauces from the Sauce Company. And it's like a challenge set. So it starts off on the left-hand side with their traditional chili sauce, which is... It's got a bit of a kick to it, but it's nothing too bad. You can sprinkle it on your food. It's quite nice. But they all come in big open-top things, so you've got to be really careful how you sprinkle it. Yeah. Because it might just go... and you'd be like, oh, crap. So
yeah, and then you're sitting there going, no, that worked.
But like the one on the far left, which is the one I've been having, is like just like their traditional. It's like quite mild. A little bit of a kick, but it's pleasant. It gives more of a flavour. But then you've got 5 bottles, and the one on the far right is like Ghost Chili Reaper Scotch Bonnet. Yeah. And I'm like, that's never going to get used. I haven't dared try any of the others yet, because I'm a big puff when it comes to, like, spicy food. I'm not really into... I'm a big girl.
I haven't got the stamina for it, mate. No. My missus can eat nuclear-grade chili as if it's nothing, and... Yeah, I struggle with a chicken tikka. I'm a girl, mate, when it comes to spicy stuff.
Well, our friend Paul from Glued to the Sprue and Team Inept, he got me a bottle of Regret, which is like that big. Yeah. It's like that big, and it's like incredibly hot chili sauce. It's like Scotch bonnets and ghost peppers and all this kind of like horrible death things. And it's like literally I would get a knife and I'd get the smallest molecule of it and spread it across the top of a sausage. Yeah. And the whole thing would just be like, it will just burn your insides out, and it's like a molecule of it. So
yeah, but he has got he's got a nuclear stomach, hasn't he, Paul?
Well, he's got a nuclear something. There'd be some kind of catastrophic failure involved, anyway. Right, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that to dry for a bit. These are waiting to dry, so I think we'll probably leave it there. To be honest, it's 5:30.
Yeah.
My brain's giving me all kinds of grief. I need to go and rest it. Maybe go and get some Nurofen.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine, mate. I'm at that point. I can't go no further on that now until I've got me additional spruage.
Let me do your full screen and we'll have a proper look at what you've done. Show it off to the people. The people!
So
many people!
Yeah, we got all of that. We got turnage. We got turretage. More turrets. Obviously, all of that. All the guns and dudes are built on the inside, ready to be painted.
Kick ass.
All the additional guns are built. So that's going to be getting ready for primer. And then I can start painting that.
Well, you say that's going to get him ready for primer, but isn't there like 1,000 greebles you're going to add onto it and extra bits you haven't put on yet?
Well, yeah, I've got me roller. Once I've got me roller and that on there, I can then see what additional space I've got. But I'm kind of looking at the sides of that, thinking there's metal plates and definitely need something behind it as well. So, so I'm going to have a rummage through my STL file collection and see what I've got. and get something printed off for it in components and then assemble that. But it's just, I don't know, it just it needs something.
You have to see what you can do to it to make it twice the size, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, try to expand the width a bit. And
it's like, how can I attach my ball tank to this?
It's tempting.
Oh, no.
But, so...
It's a shame you haven't got any Baneblade bits left over, really. You could have give it...
I think I have. I think I've got some of the, the covers for the sponsons and things like that. I've got various plate panels and things like that I can modify.
Or a spare set of like Imperial Knight legs or something you could stick on it, or...
Yeah, it needs something, but I'm not sure what, so...
Yeah...
Oh, it's one of them. It's Orc, isn't it?
Orc.
Yeah, it's in need of something. Like I say, my Baneblade blocks box, it's just up the way there, so I'll get Pickle to drop that down in the morning for me.
I did mean to tell you, actually, and I suppose this is open to everybody now, there'll be a fight on to get to it, but I did see somebody on eBay selling a Baneblade for 25 quid yesterday. That they built and painted terribly.
Oh, really?
Like my eBay rescue thing. So if anybody wants a Baneblade but they want to spend 25 quid rather than 100 quid, someone on eBay is selling one for 25 quid because they clearly have no idea what it is they're selling. Yeah. It's painted like with half a potato, but go and have a look. It's there.
Yeah, but mate, you can strip that down and...
exactly. Yeah. So if anyone wants to find a cheap Baneblade, get yourself on eBay. It might not be there now, but it's probably gone within seconds.
Well, stuff like that tends to, because every now and then you get a little gem that appears, don't you? And you think, oh, yeah, I want 8 quid for that. It's like,
it's the beauty of someone who hasn't got a clue what they're actually selling. So,
yeah. But no, we got our little Lehman Russes to start at some point.
Oh, what was this announcement thing, by the way, that you were on about?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, God damn it! It wasn't the Lehman Russes, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, that's what we're doing. No. This is something completely different.
I've obviously, whatever we've spoken about, I've completely bloody forgotten it.
Yeah, and it's like, got ya. But,
God damn it. Just to remind folks, though, because you may have forgotten we've done this, Colin and I have both ordered a kit. It's the Lehman Russ Demolisher. Have you got yours there? You can show to people.
I have.
We've both ordered the same kit, basically. We both ordered the same kit, and it's the Lehman Russ Demolisher, little spud. And what we're going to do is, it's going to be a fun little live thing we're going to do, where we're both going to build the same version of it, and basically I'm going to... Because Colin wants to... Colin's like, always looking to develop his brush painting skills, and we've had the conversations, and we've said the best way is to copy other people and then pick and choose from all the things you've learned which work best for you and develop your own style. So we had this conversation, and I said, well, why don't you just copy something I do, and then if any of that fits with your style, pick and choose from that. And that came into the conversation of, well, why don't we do a thing where I show you how to paint something the way I do it, and then if you like any of them techniques, you can have them, or you can never use it again. So we're going to do a live stream where we'll both get it built, and then I will paint it, and Colin will be copying. Well, I'll be basically teaching Colin how to paint the way I paint it.
Educating Fester.
Yeah, educating Fester. And then once he's done that, of course, he might decide that none of that is relevant to his particular preferences, and he might not use any of those, but he'll have learned something along the way.
Yeah.
Because we've always said, you should never try and paint like somebody else, and that's what you want to do. You should always copy somebody else to learn their techniques, and then take from that what you need, if anything.
Well, it's like the first thing you said to me, wasn't it? Watch Duncan Rhodes.
Yeah.
Go and watch him, and I've learnt on that, and been sitting there watching what he does and how he does it, and he has a unique style, and you think, well, I can use that, and that.
Yeah, I think you're still on full screen. I do apologise. Hang on. So I've always advocated you should never see someone else's style and say my goal is to paint exactly like that, but you should always say I want to paint exactly like that, and then see if I can use any of that.
I've said to you many times, the reason I do this hobby is because no matter how long you've been doing it, there is always something new for you to learn.
Oh yeah, what was it? I learned. I learned about the tracks and the track wash. I'd never used track wash before. Yeah, you're always learning.
That's how I see it. You know, that's not you going, I'm the world's best painter and my way is the only way. That's, well, try this, see how you get on, and I'll take this, and this, and try it. And
well, it's like if you're learning if you're learning how to paint, why not try 5 different techniques, try 5 different styles, and see if any of them are interesting. So
this is it. This is why I parked the Insane Blade, because when we spoke about it, or when you're going to paint it and things like that, I said, well, I want to get a few Warhammers painted so that I know how not to paint the Baneblade.
Yeah. Well, you know,
they sound daft, but it's the easiest way, isn't it? Is you paint a few cheaper kits, and it's like that worked, that didn't. So when you go to the Baneblade, you actually do it justice.
It's more a case of it's not you wanting to paint it to a certain level. It's more a case of you want to find your style before you paint it. And the only way to find your own style is to either just ignore everybody else and make things up as you go along, and it'll take you 20 years, or, like you said, copy other people first and then pick and choose from that buffet of different styles and techniques which you enjoyed, and then use them, and then you can vary them as you go along. That's all I've ever done. You know,
absolutely.
I hadn't really done brush painting, so I watched Duncan paint some stuff, painted that way, and then took it from there and left a lot of that behind and moved on to other things.
I can remember when you moved from Gundam to Warhammer, you spent most of your time binge watching Duncan Rhodes. And it's like, you know, you learn so many techniques that he was using, but then added your own twist, your own painting style that you had bought from Gundam. And that's where your styles worked for you, because you've taken a piece of that and a piece of that, and
exactly. And it's, you know, and you might copy someone and faithfully copy what they do, and 6 months down the line you might have abandoned all of those techniques but kept one and worked it in your own way. Like I haven't seen anyone else do what I do, which is take an enamel panel line wash or streaking grime and paint the whole panel and then rub most of it away.
Yeah, that's right.
Most people just do a pin wash, which, you know, you can do if you want. I tend to just paint the whole panel and then rub most of it away so it darkens it. I've never seen anybody else do that. I just made that up based on pin washes.
That's what I did with Starship Filth, watching you and Tony.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, you would slaver it on there and then wipe off what you didn't want, and it would darken the paint job, but also get all the panel lines done, and it was happy days.
But that was just me looking at watching people or learning about pin washes and then taking it to the next step my own way, which is, I can't be arsed, that's too fiddly, I'll just cover the whole thing and wipe it off.
Yeah. So, you know, I liked watching the Gundam you did for George with that animated look about it.
Oh, the Borderlands style. Yeah, that's good fun.
Yeah, you know, and I like that. And it's, you know, weathering videos that Ted's done from years ago. You just sit there and you're like, yeah, I kind of get how you've done that now. And, you know, I never knew weathering when I got back into the hobby, because it wasn't a thing when I left the hobby. You know,
when I left the hobby, weathering was a black wash and dry brush some metallic silver over it, and that was it. That was weathering.
That was it. Yeah, it was a few scratches and dings, and that was about it. Whereas now it's a whole new level, isn't it?
Yeah, there was no such thing as chipping when I left the hobby, or powders or pigments or anything like that. No.
But you look how it's come along, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, basically just steal everything you can, but then rework it for your own purposes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at doing that. We'll look at doing that at some point, getting the Lehman Russies built. You know, get your Baneblades done and get them on the interweb so that you can get a few coin in, mate. And we'll start doing it.
Yes.
I am so far down the hole now. I mean, I voluntarily bought a Space Marine, didn't I? It's like,
you certainly did. You just forget it. You're not getting out of the hole. You're in the hole.
Yeah, no, but it just comes in handy, like I say, because it's a way of. What I like about it is it's the hairy stick. It's the brush painting. That appeals to me. It's, you know, because not every day you want to sit airbrushing. You just want to sit there with a paintbrush and just paint.
For me, being completely lazy, as soon as I learned to brush paint, I'm like, I don't ever want to use the airbrush ever again. Yeah. Because it's just farting about. I do, but I'd rather not. But, you know, hey, what can you do? Anyway, exactly. I think we shall leave it there, I think.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Thank you very much for joining me again today.
It's all right, Gaze. My pleasure, mate.
You need to go and chill out now. And
yes, I have to go and take some medication and lay down because I've been sat for a while, even though I did a get up and a trundle around.
Yep, so I shall cut it short there. But thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget, of course, I will be back. Or are you going to be around on tomorrow or for the Monday show?
I'll be back on the E-Model show tomorrow.
Ooh, lovely. So yeah, you'll see me and Colin again tomorrow on the E-Model show.
Yeah, I shall come on that. There won't be a Monday show on my channel because Dad's poorly and I don't want to put any pressure on Dad to sort of come back too soon. I'd rather him rest. So I'm going to park them a bit because it gives me more of a rest after doing the Sundays anyway at the moment. So
I'm guessing Dad's not doing a stream this afternoon, this evening then, the in-between shows.
I've got no idea, mate.
I suspect
I've got no idea.
If he's poorly sick, I doubt he'll be doing a stream. So you'll see both of us tomorrow anyway on the E-Model show. I'm still working on these, so don't expect any other video coverage from me just yet until next weekend's live streams. Until then, don't forget, of course, if you'd like to help support this channel, you can do. You can become a patron or a channel member. You can go to patreon.com/modelmakingguru and become a patron, or you can press the join button underneath the video or any of my content to become a channel member. You'll get access to many good things, including the exclusive 24/7 Zoom chat hangout thing. There's links to that in the description below this video. Do consider doing that. I've still not had a chance to go in there much, but I will do at some point.
Yeah, it's there when you need it. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and don't forget, of course, to help out Colin as well. Go to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop or press the join button underneath any one of his videos and you'll support his channel. And you'll also get access to the same 24/7 hangout. But other than that, I think that's going to do us. So I shall say thank you very much for joining me today, as always, co-host.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, folks. Thanks for joining us both.
Yep, we shall see you all very soon. But until then, go make something awesome. Go be awesome. You. Not you. Not you. You. Yeah, not you, but you. And until next time, I shall say, where the hell's the button? I shall say, the thing is, I'm talking to the camera, but I'm facing the wrong way for my button, so I have to kind of... Anyway, adios, amoebas.
See you later, peeps. Take care.